I'm saying is like all the technicalities. Like we have to pay someone to have a website now, stuff like that. Back then when it was first developing, you kind of could have just did your own thing, put yourself out there, right?
Technically, you could build your own website on your own infrastructure. You could have a server in your own home and build your websites there and host it. But it's
Did
not
you have to
going
pay for something? Did you have to pay for it?
Oh, you'd still have to pay for the internet connection, obviously.
Well, the internet connection, but like if I go to WordPress, I have to pay them to have my website. You know what I mean? That wasn't something that existed back then, though. So how would you go about building a website? And is there a way to still do that now?
Yeah, you could build it from your own home. You would have to buy a domain name. So a domain name, so mines.com or something. But that's generally on an annually contract, and depends on the domain name. You could be charged for less than, I don't know, $2.
Yeah. So that's what happened. You still had to pay though, yeah. I had a website and I was doing it on WordPress, but it was so difficult to like build it. So, and that's why I didn't renew. I kept it for a year and I had it, but it was like, and then I just didn't understand how to do it. And everyone was like, "Oh, you should use GoDaddy. You should go use GoDaddy." And I kept attempting to. My page was white, and I didn't want it white. I wanted it to kind of pop at you. But I had no idea how to make the whole page color. I asked for help for this whole year, and it didn't happen. So now I got to figure out a new place to put my website.
I'm back.
Hi.
Hello. I seen you guys were into that cool conversation about the website thing, so I hit record so you guys know.
You don't like to warn people about that anymore.
That right there was good content. I couldn't let that go. You guys were actually having a good conversation, so ignore me and just continue your conversation.
I was just wondering what's the free way to be able to like develop a website. But from what it sounds like, no matter what, you're going to pay a couple of dollars. But like,
well,
WordPress.
We actually just went over this in Tech Talk. We were talking about first you need to decide if you want one, and I didn't know this either until recently, but you need to decide if you want one on the cloud or if you want your infrastructure to be freaking what is it? I'm always talking about them too, freaking server based.
Third-party hosting or individual, your own hosting.
Yeah, if you want it to be a server base or if you want it to be cloud. No,
third-party hosting. Again, cloud is.
Yeah, third-party hosting.
Yeah.
So then I have another question. If I have my own, can I charge people then? I can charge people to be able to host their website from my page, right?
Yeah, depending on contract, but yeah, in theory.
That's good enough. Oh, that's good. Something to know.
I fell for Wix, and I didn't realize until we were going through that stuff that freaking. That's why it was so restrictive on trying to set up your website, is because freaking you have to go according to the stuff they allow you to put on your website. You know what I mean?
That's
again, if you self-hosting, then the only contract you're answerable to is yourself.
Right.
If you're hosting on a third party, then you've agreed to their contract.
But you would have to develop your entire server from the ground up, right then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get pre-packaged sort of operating systems with the server already built into it, or you could, like I've done, just build your own server from scratch.
Okay, but like not a Minecraft server, because I have servers of Minecraft, but I can never use a Minecraft server to host.
No, Minecraft is easy. Don't worry about the server thing.
I would think I can't use a Minecraft server to host internet.
Go on Minecraft, and they'll set you up with your own server. You can go in there and build your world up, and then you can have people come in and like be on that platform.
Yeah, but we're only doing that on Minecraft though, right? Like that's Minecraft. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. No, and I wanted to tell you, remember I told you me and my baby got into it? And then I told you we'll apologize to each other later and it'll be all better. It's so funny because when we were on our little break, I walked in the room to see what was going on. And he's in there making me a Minecraft video so I'll learn how to not get killed by zombies and I'll be able to build stuff. That's my apology video. And it's just cute because he's just like, and I'm making your video where you can play Minecraft. I'm like, oh, okay, it's my apology. Like, yeah. Because they'll make me cards. I think it's cool. It wasn't even an hour. And he's just like,
you wanna even be cooler to him? Accept me on my offer, freaking to play Pokemon 2nd Gen.
Yeah, I never played Pokemon.
Let him know. You can be my partner because me and Rapids got this competition starting next year where we're doing what they call a Nuzlocke.
I heard y'all talking about that in our interview. What is it? Can you explain it more?
Well, there's certain things that you can and can't do. And with a Nuzlocke, like when you start out, if you go into an area, you can only capture one Pokemon, and that has to be your first capture. So before you decide to fight another wild Pokemon, you have to decide which one it is that you want. And if you don't want that one with Rapids rules, you can back out and run away. But if you fight them, you have to capture them.
You gotta stay with the same one the whole time. So if that one's not safe, choose life.
You don't have to stay with the same one. Like when you go into the second area, you can capture another Pokemon. So
can you interchange the two once you reach to the second area? So like you have one, you fight it out. Okay. So that's cool then. All right. I mean, I'll make the attempt, but hey, I will not be held responsible for any losses that we endure. And this is my first time. Like, what do I have to do? Pokemon?
I was hesitant at first, and I'm no big Pokemon fan when it comes to like the cards and stuff. But when I finally played the game, I was like, man, this is actually a good game.
I like Pokemon better than I played the games, except for the cards.
Yeah. Now, that was the first generation of Pokemon, though. That was the Pokemon that I remember when I was younger.
The cards, right?
No, the video game. I still refuse to touch the card game.
So I never even knew there was a video game. I thought the card game came first. You're saying the video game came first?
It came first.
Oh, you're just saying that the one you indulged with was the video game first.
Yeah. The card game. See, and that's where the weirdos are. Like, the card game is...
What?
Yeah.
You have some nerve. I played
seriously,
the
there's Pokemon weirdos, man.
But I just got finished calling us people on Minds weirdos. I was like, yeah, but we're good weirdos. I said, I don't think we're really weirdos. It's like you go, we all have our weird concepts. I said, but all of our concepts kind of like parallel to some extent. Now, granted, we'll have some extremities, but for the most part, it's just different from the norm. Like, and that's kind of, I guess, what weird is supposed to be. And that's why I was saying, like, Minds is a great place for the weirdos.
Yeah. Pokemon has like
Mark, he's like, thanks a lot. I'm leaving the platform right now.
Mark's the freaking only normal one.
Not all of us are weirdos.
Not all of us are weirdos.
He's the only normal person in the middle of a freaking ocean of weirdos. It's like you sit and you just watch his face when he's around us and stuff, and he's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe
that was Dexter's response." That was Dexter's response. He's the only normal one. You know what I mean? You remember Dexter? I know you guys see Dexter. Look at him. He's looking like, oh, she's blowing my cover. I'm watching you. You see? You're attempting to keep your composure. And you would like to maintain that I'm the normal one, guys. But we know better, Mike. We know better. You fish pies and you know, right? It's so funny, though.
I mean, fish pie is like almost a everyday meal in England, though. Like
now you know what it is. I thought you were gonna say it's a delicacy, and here you are. Like, oh, that's normal. We eat this every day.
Yeah.
Did you know I found something out for what is it? St. Patrick's Day, Ireland. Okay, so like here with St. Patrick's Day, most people use freaking corned beef and cabbage, right? in Ireland, St. Patrick's Day, the major food for that is actually potatoes.
Really?
Yeah, and you talk about American corned beef, which is different from British corned beef.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you guys.
what's the difference? I don't like corned beef at all. My mom loves corned beef hash, but
The American corned beef is what we would call as salted beef. It's corned beef in Britain is more of a minced. I don't know, reformed.
I know, like little squares, right?
Thing.
Yeah. See, that's the kind mommy has. I don't would have. I just it tastes weird. Maybe she makes it weird. It just tastes weird. That and like spam. Like I remember this lady that was doing my hair and she made me eat a spam sandwich. That was the most disgusting food I've ever tasted in my life. Spam. It's so weird. And then it comes out of a kale and it smells so bad. But I mean, this was like years ago.
She just had memories of freaking some of the worst food she's ever tasted.
Yes, spam and that corned beef. Like I said, the way my mom makes it is just not how you do it. She makes corned beef hash.
That's right. If you fry spam, that's okay.
Fried spam, no. Pork in general is not okay. And then you're talking about frying and making it like it's better. It's just like, and then it's not even all pork. It's like pork and some other crap mixed with it. It's just weird. No.
Are you okay with like bologna and cheese? Fried?
Well, fried bologna and cheese if it's beef bologna. I no flex. If it's beef bologna, yeah, I don't like regular bologna. But like I haven't had bologna.
I do not like bologna, American style bologna, but I do like Italian mortadella.
Oh, like in a Italian hoagie type thing. What's it called? Salami?
Yeah.
Salami.
Bologna is technically based upon, but with a less fat content.
So it's crazy to me because I don't like lunch meat that much at all. But when I was a kid, we were turkey, ham, cheese, and like I just like now it's just like I could like lunch meat could just stay where it's at. I'll make grilled cheese though. I like grilled cheese. Grilled cheeses are good. The boys like grilled cheese. But like as far as buying lunch, they don't even really like lunch meat. Even if I get a hoagie, I get veggie hoagies. Like my hoagie, I load it up with like so many different vegetables, no meat, but I put pepper jack cheese on it. But that's it.
What's he doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm supposed to be transitioning to complete vegetarian. I was at one point for like years, and then some stuff happened, and I stopped being. And now I would like to go back, but I would like to start with a fast before I go into just veggies. And I do a fast for like 2 or 3 days, or maybe like a day and a half, 2 days. I don't think I made it to a full 3, maybe 2.5, maybe, but no. And then my fast has to be 21 days. They say it takes 21 days to formulate a habit. And so that's my goal. But then it'll be, I don't smoke anymore. I smoke nothing. No cigarettes, no weed, no anything. So it's almost like when I feel away, and instead of going to go spark up, like I'm going to grab some hot chips, and now I'm eating spicy chips, you know what I mean, to cool down. And so it's just like I got to kind of channel that energy. That's why I started doing my meditation and stuff again, because,
And see, that's the reason why I was trying to be, or I was kind of hesitant about doing that interview for John, because like when all you guys talk spiritual stuff, that's kind of the spiritual stuff I'm into, like I know about freaking what the concept of freaking not eating and stuff is for freaking fasting and things like that, and that's kind of uninteresting to a lot of people, you know, so I didn't really want to get into it. And then the meditation like you did this morning, man, I did that shit for like the first 2-3 years of my sobriety.
See, and it helps you, right?
Yeah. But see, I did it, an Oriental dude I was in treatment with showed me how he did it, and it actually worked for me. He said you got to visualize a cloud in your head, and like a cloud that's coming at you, and then it passes over your head, and then it's behind you. And he says, and when you visualize that, you got to freaking picture the cloud as being thoughts within your mind. First you see them, then they're over your head, and then they're gone.
Yeah, and now it's just clear space. Now that's a nice visualization. Like for me, I breathe in because I do my deep breaths first, and I have us breathe in all the positivity, all the things that we're looking forward to, our idealisms, and breathing out the doubt that might come in response to, okay, I'm going to get a new car. Well, I don't have the money. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like breathing out that negativity and just focusing on the fact that I'm getting a new car, focusing on the fact that I'm going to be able to fast, and focusing on, and that's what it's been recently, focusing on just like the idealisms of where I'm going. And then I breathe that in. And then when it's just no other thoughts, like I said, because I do 5 deep breaths and I'm just relaxed, I literally tell myself to let it come to me. Like, be still. And like a lot of times we feel like if we're still, stuff does not come to you, but we're meant to attract things towards us. It's not really meant for you to like go out and get it. It's more for it to come towards you, because that's what we are. Like, I mean, it's like a mutual type of thing in that. And I don't know, it's just hard for people. Like you said, it's not interesting to people. And so because it's not interesting and it's not fun and it's not turned up, people don't like to do it. But I don't know, it just,
well,
it feels good.
Besides just what you were saying, even the medical field says meditation is it's physically better for your body. Like it actually does a lot of good when it comes to freaking your blood pressure and stuff like that. And
blood pressure, weight loss, healing diseases, like that, and yoga. Like we're meant to self-heal.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about yoga too. Now,
no, like we finished.
Hold up. Let me say this.
I know.
Now, you do realize that yoga is its own religion, right?
Well, see, I didn't. A religion.
Yeah.
They ask for tithes, so kinda not really.
You know what a yogi is, don't you?
Yogi. The word. I know. Listen. Hold on. Let me tell you. I can find out. Give me a second.
Go ahead and do it.
I have my yoga book. Hold on. Wait a minute. So, in the beginning, talking about this lady who. Oh, and I just dropped all my books. Hold on. Let me see. I should have taken notes in here, but I don't take. Here it is. No, that's not it. Yoga, self-care. It's not giving me the definition of yoga right up, but I know it's in one of these pages. I just don't remember which page it is. Go ahead and tell me what it is. I'll just Google it.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead and Google it. It would be good for the show. That way we'll have.
Look, yoga for addiction, yoga for arthritis, therapeutic yoga, yoga for the special child.
Does it have anything for spiritual principles?
I'm about to. It tells you right here: Sankalpa, and then setting an intention, making a spiritual resolution. That's the first one. And then we have Dirghaswasam, which is deep 3-part breathing practices. And then we have. It does have all of those. Those are headache. But the exact definition. And then we have Ahimsa, non-harming, not causing pain to any living being, including ourselves. And then we have mantra, a word or phrase repeated silently to yourself.
Yeah,
to keep the mind focused during meditation. They say that's mind protection. Then we have Dharma, concentration, focus in the mind, the starting point of meditation. And so, like, I've already read these. This is the stuff that I've already read, but that's
okay. Just. You ready to hear this?
I'm listening now. Yeah.
This is some hardcore stuff, so be prepared. The essence of yoga is to reach oneness with God, and that is from K. Petabai Joyce, and it says Hinduism contains within it 6 major schools of thought, or darshana, and that is Samkhya, Yoga, Nyaya, I always have a problem with this one, Vaisheshika, and Mimamsa, and Vedanta. The underlying thread between these 6 darshanas is that they are inspired by the Vedas and other Hindu concepts. Thus, Hindu philosophy is often described as Vedic or the Vedic tradition. Hindus commonly refer to Hinduism as Sanatana Dharma, or the eternal truth. So it's actually a part of the Hinduism. It's one of the major schools of thought. So,
but you know what I like is the fact that I was literally on my spiritual journey first, and that's how I came across developing the idea of incorporating yoga. It was, and so the fact that that's what's used, like it just proves to me that I'm listening to messages that are given to me, and sometimes I ignore messages that are given to me as well. But I know for a fact, the fact that you're saying that, the way, because I never thought about doing yoga, and my mom kind of shunned it as a kid. She's like, yoga's pointless. Like, my mom, she's different, and so it's just weird to me because it's like that's why I was drawn to yoga. Like, I got the boys into doing yoga and stuff. We have not been as consistent as we were, and we have to get back. But that's because I started prioritizing, how am I going to get this done? How am I going to have this for this? And that's why I told myself I had to relax, because the more I stressed, the more I started losing. And I was like, hold on, I'm losing too much stuff right now. This is not me. I don't lose. And so I had to regroup.
Now let me mute this for a second. I got a crazy dog who's freaking out because my dad had to go to the doctor. So now all of a sudden, freaking, she's wanting to whine and bark and go crazy. So.
Oh, she's missing your dad. That's
she
so
does it
sweet.
every time my dad or mom has to leave the house. It's
How
like
cute. How cute. Oh. What kind of dog is it? Can you send it on a video? You don't have to. I have to pee. I'll be right back.
Alright. Yeah, I'll be right back too. I'm gonna put her out on the chain. Let the neighbors put up with her.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Five to my 500. We're not, but they were probably like the biggest fives ever. Yeah, look.
Generally, if it is getting too stressful, I'll just disappear.
What? That's your coping escapism?
Well, depends on the circumstances.
Escapism and avoidance. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
If it doesn't, if it doesn't affect me directly, then why should I put myself in the position?
Oh my gosh. I guess. I don't know. For me, I feel like it's going to come back. If it crossed my path once, it'll cross it again if I don't do something about it. That's kind of the whole like recyphering or repeating the same cipher type thing. And I don't, and problems tend to be bigger when they run back around. So I tend to kind of nip it in the bud right then and there. Like now I've been kind of clearing out my circle, like get rid of anything. Roger's back. Hi, Roger.
I know. I'm listening in. I you know, there's a lot of times on this thing right here where I wanted to escape too, but the only problem is I'm the one doing the recording, so I'm stuck. Yeah.
So
I can relate to that. If you got a chance to go, you better go, man. Things get out of hand.
Run for the hills.
Run for the hills. It's a good song. Don't run, Karma. I was just joking. She bailed. She's like, I'm out of here then.
No, I didn't. No, I know, right? You said run. That was
Just
perfect.
timing was perfect.
Yeah, no, it's not the charge. It has to charge. And then I was reading something, so when it did it, I wasn't really catching that was happening at the same time.
That crazy dog. I went out on the back porch. She started sniffing at the freaking door and everything, and then she did a little whine, I guess you could call it. So I'm sitting there and I'm smoking my cigarette. And I was like, try to behave, and she just shuts up. She's something else. She's like a psychic too, because like she's on the other side of the door, but she knows that I'm getting ready to come in, and she'll leave the freaking front of the door and make it to the front room and sit
Like she knows what's about to happen.
because she knows I'm coming in. She's a weird little dog.
Hmm.
So Yeah, I was checking out a lot of that stuff on yoga and stuff because I actually, be honest, I accidentally fell into it because they have these people over in India who believe that some of these yogi can freaking actually float, levitate.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard about that, but I thought that was just like dope special effects.
No, well, some people use they use freaking gimmicks and props. But there's some of them. There's entire schools where they hop. They'll like hop from one side of the room all the way to the other with their legs crossed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. And it's like been crossed in front of each other, or yeah, like that, and they're kind of squatting. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. They believe that if their mind is right, they'll actually levitate. Just interesting stuff like that.
See, that's the crazy part because like I would like to be able to get to that point. Like not just levitation, but like I said, like all things medical and scientific come from studying of us, like studying of the human nature, our capabilities. Like that's why we understand we use the DNA in order to create and mirror our healing abilities and put and find stuff throughout nature with the same type of compositories that'll be able to incorporate in order for us to be able to, like I said, we're taking pills instead of resorting to just a righteous mindset. Like when I tell people that we can teleport and we can like that telekinesis move stuff with our minds and stuff, they think I'm crazy, but it's just like that's a prime example. Like we're moving ourselves with our mind in the process of levitation. So I could only imagine that we'd be able to move more, and I know this, and that's why I'm so focused on I don't want to get. I feel like we lose sight of that when we start focusing on the materialistic aspects of the world, and like I'm not knocking people that do that. People often, like I told you, think that I just so anti-money, but it's not that. It's more like I'd love to be able to float across the freaking room, and I'm pretty sure that it'd bring me some money. You know, people would pay great dollars to see me float my ass from this side of the stage to that side of the stage. And it's like, now I have the skill set. The money's always going to be there. It's like, I'd like to develop myself in a way to where no matter what the situation or circumstances, I'm able to get it. Like, I don't know. People don't think like that. They just take whatever's thrown to them, and then people like me come around, and I just enjoy being broke allegedly. So I don't know.
I posted last week's TikTok because I forgot to upload it on Odyssey. So I did last week's and this week's.
What's up with Odyssey? Can you go live on there?
You can go live on there, but
you don't do that. Why not?
Well, I do it. It's just you guys don't. You see, there's things that are on content that I have on here that I don't want to be live because they're uploads. So I take and I freaking I can't download live anyhow, so it's not really an issue. But let me finish my way of thinking. Just like if I got something uploading up and scheduled for YouTube, I'm not gonna live stream it on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I go to Odyssey and I live stream on Odyssey what I'm wanting to edit. So it gets the live stream, then YouTube gets the upload.
The good one, yeah. I see what you're saying.
And then the same goes for like Odyssey. If I want something on Odyssey, I don't live stream it on Odyssey. I live stream it on YouTube or on
or something, right?
And then I edit it. I stopped using Twitter or Twitch. I mean, because that's the most ridiculous platform I've ever been on.
When you edit, what do you, because so for me, I don't tend to edit my live streams, but what do you see the benefit? Like, is it just taking out like the dead air or,
It's a hard copy. Not only is it a hard copy, but you're like giving behind the scenes for the edited version that you're putting out. You know what I mean? because I've noticed a lot of people don't like to see freaking drawn out parts where you're walking or running from point A to point B, so I take that out of the scene.
Me, I always leave it. That's so funny.
This is where I find I think that live streams is a bit pointless, because if you're editing it, you're recording it anyway, so why have a live stream version of it?
Me personally, I feel like I'm cheating people when I freaking edit. You know what I mean? Because, like, you take a look at a lot of these videos, and it just seems like freaking everything is perfect. You know what I mean? But,
right. That's why I want you to see my mess ups. Like, I love.
You know, I mean,
the bloopers are at the end or something. Yeah.
You know, and that's why I make my fail videos too.
I mean, this goes back to the conversation we had with about what was it? Should he cast, or should he, whatever it was, the medieval film
you're talking about
review like last week. It's all about production value.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm just thinking.
Well, like editing, whenever I told you about freaking Esoterica, okay, I wasn't thinking that you would actually enjoy esoteric teachings and stuff. I mean, like, editing value, I think you would really like that, because he's a professional, okay? He does his shit right, you know what I mean? And, like, if you compare him to the video that I watched that you posted was great when it comes to information, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong on that. They said a lot of good stuff, but they could have done better on their editing. Like, there were spots in there where you knew they had conversations that they really didn't want everybody to hear. And I mean, and that shouldn't have been obvious, you know what I mean? They should have made it more transparent, where it kind of glides from one scene or clip into another one. But you could literally tell they cut that scene out because they started saying stuff they didn't want everybody to hear, you know.
And then they just jump back like,
yeah. I mean, those are kind of.
Granted, editing could always be improved, no matter in what situation you're in.
But like,
just
in my opinion, Esoterica, the guy on there, he's probably the best editor I've ever seen when it comes to videos, and I've watched shitloads of videos. That guy is on the dot. I mean, that one I showed you at the beginning, you could see where the cut was, but it was smooth. You know what I mean? It was a smooth transition, and that was within the first minute and a half. You know. And that's just the way he's always done his videos. And then cuts. When you make cuts on your video, you gotta know the perfect timing and when to do it. You just don't make cuts. Now I started just making cuts on some of the video games I do, but the only reason why I do that is because there's no other option, you know.
So all of your single or all of your own videos are not scripted, aren't they?
No,
I don't create the script beforehand.
I tried to script, but there's only one problem. It's encounters with other people. Whenever you have other people on there and you try to script it. You know,
and then you need to set up agendas and stuff, all that sort of stuff.
You're such a sweetie.
Now, I personally like doing it, but when it comes to script, I would rather do freaking a PowerPoint. You know what I mean? Come up with a certain topic that I would like to talk on, and then let everybody discuss it, and then when it's time to move on to the next subject, you go down the list, you know what I mean?
Points to adjust.
But the scripting is I did narrations on my older ones. I did Forgotten Realms. I did that, and D&D. I did some on some stories that I had done, and what I found was it's better to just try to use a narrator with a different voice because my reading sucks. And a lot of people give narrators a hard time, and I'll tell you right now, the reason why they do it is because they're lazy. They don't want to go in there and they don't want to adjust the way words are being said. If you actually go in and you edit your words to where the narrator sounds normal, you can barely tell that it's a narrator doing the story. You know?
Mind you, good voice actors are is an extremely good profession.
Yeah.
Well, not now. AI.
Well, AIs. I tried AI whenever Robot and them were talking about the other day, and they're really horrible.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you lose the inflection.
There's no feeling. There's no feeling.
Yeah.
Well, the voices are the same exact voices I use with my narrations on Google. Like I can actually freaking pull up my narrator.
He's talking about that Amateur Rock. That book right there. He sounded kind of like mysterious and dark. Like I didn't hear it. That sounds more robotic to me.
Yeah. I've got Read Aloud, and Read Aloud has like shitloads of freaking voices that I can match up to the stuff that I'm writing, and all I gotta do is go into the words and I gotta edit it to where the voice matches with the words, you know. So it's a slow process, don't get me wrong. If you're wanting to make an hour-long video with a narration, it's gonna take you at least freaking a week and a half.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But it's worth it because then you can change up voices. Like if you're trying to do a story and you want it to sound like 3 or 4 different people talking, telling the story together, you can switch up voices in between each page.
Oh, that makes it cool.
Yeah. Just cool stuff I learned about that stuff. I mean, I do like doing that.
I like for people to see like me, because then like when you're not rocking with me, you're not rocking with me because of something I did, something you saw with me, not an edit, not you're like, you know what I mean? Like instead of me presenting my perfection, I just like to present the just like my present over my perfection. I'll reach my perfectionism, but in the process of me reaching my perfection, this is the Joe. You have the ability to grow with me, to learn with me, to help me develop, to see how I develop, if I develop, or if I stay the same forever and ever. You edit it, takes that away because you're already just searching for the perfection, and that's all. But I get it. Everyone edits, and then like half the people are making stage content in the first place. One thing I like about our stuff is it's not staged. You kind of get what you get while we're here, and then you'll go back in and clean it up later.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to this stuff's untouched. I mean, I can go in and do some of the suggestions when I get all these 8-hour blocks done, you know. But everything right now is untouched. I mean,
how long does it take you to do the 8 hours? Is that what?
I've got one right now that's going, and I started it yesterday at like just after we did our tech talk, and it's now at 2 hours and 52 minutes.
No, but you edit those, right? So
no,
no, that's what I was asking. So that's the live stream. But pretty much you get what we give you raw, filtered.
I put it into an 8-hour block, and then I put it on 24/7 live stream. So, and I did a halt on that too. I told Karma this already, Mark, but I did a halt on it, and why I'm doing that is because I want to back them up on YouTube. I'm going to live stream them each till they're done. That way I don't lose them if something happens to the computer or something like that. So, and what else was it? But yeah, I'll mess with it. No, Tan was talking about making little clips, and I want to do that too, because there's like certain things that we've talked about that I could put on as little clips, and I know a guy on YouTube who does that too. He doesn't make like huge interviews. He'll do like maybe a 15, not a 15, but like a 5-minute clip of asking somebody a question and that person answering it.
Who is that?
Sure.
He's a tech guy.
Oh.
I forgot his name, but he's always on there. He's
especially now you've got these YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
Functionality, which I don't see the point of personally, but yeah. And I think the ideal sort of time is about 15-20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. To keep people's attention.
Well, see, I get argued with about that. Like all these streamers seem to not believe it, but they don't understand. They're the ones making the videos. They're not the ones watching them. You know.
Yeah.
And like that, I've gotten better reception from the 15-minute videos that I do now on YouTube than what I did with my 45-minute videos or my hour videos before. And I mean, it's literally made a world of difference. And I held against that for the longest time. And where I learned that was on LinkedIn when I did the courses there for video editing and SEO and all that. So that's where I learned it from, and I finally put it to use. I said I'm going to stop being that rebel. Try to do a couple of suggestions, because I was pissed off at YouTube Studio. They have that creator whatever where they're supposed to be helpful and give you
constructive criticism.
Well, no, they're supposed to give you help, like try to help you become better at streaming and stuff. And then you go on there and they want to talk bullshit about freaking lighting. You need to make sure your lighting is really good. And here, get this freaking equipment for freaking $1,500. It'll freaking help you. You know what I'm saying? All they're doing is trying to push freaking a product.
That's with this Donald Trump room I joined, and they keep talking about this active vitamin, like it's some vitamin that's supposed to reverse all the effects of COVID. It's like, can you tell me some dirt? I'm looking for some scoop, man. I thought you were going to talk. You know what I mean? It's telling me about this bullcrap vitamin. Who cares? Like, someone probably cares, but it's like every post was about that. It'd be like one scoop post and then 10 posts of this vitamin, and it's like I had to leave. I don't want to hear this stuff.
But then that got on my nerves, and you know, like whenever I got on there, what I wanted to learn is how do you freaking properly set up an OBS, you know, and what's the freaking preferred freaking frames per second on a good video, you know what I mean?
Does OBS not, because when I did OBS, it did that for me and told me what my settings were. Is that
OBS does now? But when I started, they didn't have all that cool stuff. Like we didn't have the freaking setup wizard. You guys have it now. I had to do that shit manually.
Oh man, see, I'd been lost in the sauce. I was intimidated when you first were telling me about OBS just because I didn't know how much I'd be able to do. The brightness is so low on here. I want to kind of show you, excuse me, because, oh man, the mouse keeps going over there because it's out. Why can it go all the way over there? Since when? That's not too far.
Hold on, my dog's freaking out. My dad got it back in, so let me mute. Keep talking, but let me mute.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and pull up this OBS while I'm waiting because I was hoping we could figure out why I cannot stream live on Rumble and why it comes out black. So OBS, see, there's me. I can see me. And let's see if I start streaming. Cat hair, I don't know. So yeah, video capture device, start virtual camera. I wonder if that's the virtual camera. Internal program output. Okay. Start virtual camera. OBS wants to make changes. Never mind. That's too much. Start streaming. Oh, because the stream is over. I have to find a different. I just want to see why I cannot. So I have OBS set up, right? And I was doing it on Rumble, but the day I did my thing on Rumble, and I showed a lot of good stuff. The day I did my thing on Rumble, it recorded it as a black screen. But on my thing, it says that it's not a black screen. And so I'm hoping I can have you smart gentlemen help me figure out what. So let me just create a new one. And then it says what? I'm just gonna say testing. And then 1, 2, 1, 2. Thumbnail, stream as yourself. Yeah, maybe I'll stream it as myself, so then it's not the joke. I probably get more traction. Only you can watch this stream. Unlisted. Only people with the link can watch this stream. Make it. There we go.
So, are you able to put that on the stream?
What I'm about to do is share my link so you can tell me if you see me.
Go to the link on your laptop and click on the link for Jitsi and screen share.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Hold on.
We can take care
I
of this.
want you to tell me if you can see.
No, I can't see nothing right now.
No, hold on 1 second. I haven't done it yet. I just started. I don't even know where this thing is at, though. Where is Jitsi? I don't know. I mean, not Jitsi. Oh, yeah, that's right. Element. The Minds chat I use on my laptop is in Element, and I'm looking for the
visualizations is the easiest way to really start somebody out when it comes to computers. Like back in the day, whenever not too many computers have them anymore, but like the drives where you put the CD in, that's the best way to freaking explain to somebody about how computers work, okay? Because like the best way to do it is to say, look, this is how a computer works, and you hit the button and the disk drive pops out. Now all you have to do is put the disk on there and push it, okay, and the computer will take care of everything else. You see?
Oh shit.
Okay. I mean, that's the basic freaking easiest way to understand it.
I can still hear it in the echo.
That's on Windows too.
Without the echo. And it's still
that's on Windows too, but not on Linux. Max.
Okay, so look.
Now screen share your OBS.
Okay, but can you just tell me right now if I'm on Rumble? Hold on, not right now, because it's not ready. Well, yeah, because I haven't put the stuff in there yet. I haven't
actually touched. I've only touched OBS for about 5 minutes this year. I've swapped over my daily workstation back in November, I installed all the software that I had on my old workstation onto my new workstation, and yeah, this is probably the second time I've touched OBS since I've done that.
Yeah, but you use cool programming, stuff like that.
Do you see the stream now? I'm on Rumble. Do you see me on Rumble?
What are you streaming out of now?
OBS. Hold on, let me screen share it too. I just got too much going on and I'm attempting to not have so much going on. And it's just like so much. Screen share. Boom.
Now on your screen share you gotta choose your OBS up in the, let me help guide you through there. Up in the Windows tab, I believe. Yeah.
Allow to share window. Allow to share screen. What is this? No, that's not right. This is the wrong button. Just give me a second. And now I'm gonna do it again. And now it's not giving me options. I need options. Start screen share. Yes, please, and thank you. But it does not. Start screen share. Start screen share.
I assume you're using Safari. You know, you're a macOS user, aren't you?
I'm going to exit and I'll come right back.
Okay, and hold on a minute. Stay right there. I'm gonna show
I have to pee. I can't stay.
Oh, go use the bathroom and come back.
Yeah, but I'm coming. I'm going to exit out of Jitsi too because Jitsi's buttons are not responding. I'll come right back.
Alright. That was weird.
I'm guessing she's a user.
That's, I mean, I don't know how to say it other than I just don't like Mac. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I don't like Mac speak. I don't like. Well, there's a reasons I don't like Mac these days. But saying that, I remember the old 9-inch Macs of the 90s and late 80s. So the C range and stuff. You know, the all-in-one box 9-inch screen devices, and I absolutely love that form factor.
Yeah.
Up to some like, and Apple has been quite clever, quite ingenious when it comes to sort of the design language of their cases over the last 2 decades, 3 decades.
The thing that held them out above freaking Windows was the fact that, like, for the longest time you couldn't freaking infect them with viruses and stuff, you know.
That's not totally true.
Well, I mean, not unless you really wanted to freaking make a big effort of doing it just to prove them wrong. You didn't do that, did you, Mark? Did you?
As far as I can remember, last time I actually took a Macintosh last time I actually used a Macintosh to Mac for any real work was back in OS X or iOS or Mac OS 8.
See,
9.
I think that's
That's quite a few years ago now.
Yeah. See, that's how they use, or that's the program they use Hackintoshes for now. Like when they want to merge Macintosh with freaking Windows. That's the ones they use. Isn't that the mobile version?
No, Mac OS was this is probably before even iOS was actually before the introduction of the iPods on iPhones.
No, I heard you can actually use it still with Pi if you use the Pi program.
Well, Macs came in on. There's 3 different architectures. As far as the historical sort of thing of Macs are concerned, there's 3 different architectures they've used. They've used Intel chipsets in the past, so x86 chipsets. They've used ARM chipsets, including the current M1 and M2 architecture. But back in the 90s, they were using Motorola 68000, which is the same architecture you'd find on like Atari STs, Amigas, Nintendo Entertainment Systems, the original NES. And back in the late 80s to mid 90s, the 68000 architecture was extremely popular up to something I would say 95, 96, 94, 95. You would have as many based or 68000 based computers and users as you would have on the x86 architecture, so on the PC architecture.
That's pretty cool. I know you can still interchange a lot of the parts off of the old PS3s too, like the hard drives and everything. That's basically just a freaking SD. It's just a smaller hard drive for it.
Yeah, in one of the Minds chat rooms about 2 months ago, I was having a conversation, but there was a discussion about PS3 upgrades and both software and hardware. And I was going and I was looking through sort of hardware upgrades.
So can you hear me?
Changing,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Changing of thermal paste.
Yep, I've actually had to change. I've actually had to take a PS3 apart and put it together, and like the thermal paste, it's the same exact thing. When you say that, I mean that's it's there's no difference. As a matter of fact, I got the video of where I took the PlayStation apart and put it together. So.
And in fact, because PS3s are considered old now by the majority of customers, old second-hand PS3s are very easy to come by. You can spend, I don't know, less than $50 on them, and then use some spare parts.
I was thinking about doing it because of how cheap they are. Yeah. So let me see. I did that maybe 3-4 years ago. I've got it on my working with audio and video a long time ago.
Why does it work now today? It's not working. It's never usually working. But see, look, I can see myself on Rumble. I can, so it's working now.
See, there you go.
It never works. But how come it only works if it's private?
Well, that's a good question.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, so now I got to do it public and see. Because I did.
Wait, hold up.
Do I share the screen or do I share the window? What's happening? Why doesn't it show you everything?
That's mine.
I was just wondering what those other free media sources are.
Now, you've got your 5 followers, right?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at myself live on Rumble right now through that private link that I sent you guys, so nobody else can get in. But it's showing me. But listen, when I did my last video, I have it recorded. Like, hold on, because I keep attempting to share the screen with you, and Jitsi is only letting me share part of a screen. It's not doing it. And now I'm so confused because I think I just closed out the internet. Can you people see me? You can still see me, can't you?
Yeah.
That's crazy because on mine it's blank. Hold on. So I pressed this button here. I did the screen share button. There should be, let me put this down maybe. And let me see this here. I need to take Rumble out. And I'll take Rumble and put it on its own thing. There we go. I can at least do, there it is. allow share screen, allow share window. So maybe share window. No, every time it does this. I don't want you to do that. I want you to like, look at this thing. Why is it tiny like this? Do you see something? Am I
No,
sharing
I don't.
anything? Oh my god.
I've got to figure out where your channel is right now.
I'm attempting to share the screen with you,
No,
so
I mean,
you don't even see that on
I've got
Jitsi.
you on my,
I'm sharing my screen on Jitsi?
no, I mean, I've got you on my followed channels. So all I got to do is go there and see if I can see. Here you go.
Oh, you're not going to see it because it's private. It's the link in our chat. You're going to have to go to it for the link in the chat. Because I made it private because I didn't want people to come on being like...
Freaking hit, make it public. Just make it public. That way I can check and make sure that your stream's coming through. I've got a video right here in front of me, 3 hours long. I see it like right now. It came through. I can see perfect everything.
What's good? Shout out to the Most High God, first and foremost, because you already know, like, duh. It's 11:11, so we're going to focus on the fact that I am amazing, I am wonderful, I am beautiful, I am successful, I am achieving, I am receiving, I am commanding, I am in control, I am magnificent, I am marvelous, I am a winner, I am grateful, I am delivered, I am delivering.
No, that's the old thing.
I am established, I am establishing.
Put that on there.
I am current, I am correct, I am focused.
Cool. I know how to do shit.
I am consistent.
I got it. I got my stuff together.
Yeah, so. Okay. Well, I mean, you've had some time to do this. This hasn't even become a development
I'm continuous.
For the past year. You're not going to sit here and brag about your veterinary shit. And this type of, you don't see me talking to
She's
the guy.
She's ready to kill me. She's like, I'm gonna kill you.
And you don't see me being all super spiritual on you, and I'm like, all right,
okay.
You're vet for my vet. Let's see.
What you do? Go in and make a live stream and name it test. Okay, just name it.
I did that already. That's what it's now, but it's private.
Well, you got to do it public so I can see it. Because what it is when you stream it and I look at it, I can tell you if it's coming through.
Yeah, because that's what I want to do. So I'm attempting to end my... Oh, I got to just end this. Stop streaming. Okay, so that's why I'm confused at. But I'm also confused at why I cannot share my screen for Jitsi. So, allow share window, allow share screen. Allow to share screen. See? Do you see my screen?
Well, first of all, you can't set up.
Just your camera.
Oh, see, it's
anyway, I'm going to have to run. I'm going to have to run the phone call just now and just sort something out. So I'll speak to you.
I'm glad you came by, man. Like I said, we're going to be on here for about another 2.5, maybe 3 hours if you want to stop in again. It's not like a set in stone thing, you know. So it's just
I'm going to be away from my desktop. I can use my laptop or my phone, but sound and video quality is going to be less than adequate.
It's up to you. It's just
so yeah, I'm gonna be.
You know, I mean, it's like I said, it's just a time to chill out, hang out, stuff like that. So.
Okay. You may see me a bit later, maybe.
All right. Thanks for coming in by and checking in
see you
and
later.
hanging out with us. Just doesn't seem right without you. All right, here we go.
Do you see anything?
Like right now, I'm on here with you, okay? But I'm also on your Joe, on this. Okay, see that?
Yeah, but so am I not sharing the screen with you?
Well, I mean, let me find out. No, you're not. Screen share.
Damn, why is... That's what I was having a problem with. Because it says...
Now, I've got that on your Joe. No, when you go in, you got to go onto your profile, and you got to set up your live stream first. Okay, so right here on your main page. Let me see.
Hold on, I'm attempting to end the stream. It's supposed to be ended. It says that I ended it on OBS, but it's still here, and it says I have 3 viewers watching, which makes no sense because how can I have any viewers watching if it's over? It's just not adding up, my guys. It's just not adding up. That's what I'm saying. I just strongly dislike doing stuff while my stuff is like being intercepted. It's really, really, really annoying. So like on here, you can see it, and I have it, and it's 2 hours.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm about to start another live. I'm listening.
Do me a favor and go to your account, okay?
I'm in there now. That's what I'm doing, and making the test account that you said, the test stream that you said.
Okay. Now up there see where the camera is, up on top of that little green camera with the plus sign?
Mm-hmm.
Go in there and hit go live.
I know, I'm doing it now. I know how to do that part. That's not
hard. So right here where it says templates, did you set up a template?
I'm doing that now.
Okay.
And then it's just stream right now. I don't want to put it on a joke. I'm just putting it on as myself. And then make pre-recording private after it ends. Yes, please.
No.
I don't want to save it. Yeah, I do want it private.
Oh, after.
Yeah, after.
While it's going, make sure that it's live though, so I can see it.
Yeah, it's public now, and it should be coming on now. And no, it's not. Hold on, I gotta enter the configurations into OBS first, which I learned how to do by myself. You'd be so happy because remember the other day I was like, I don't know why it wasn't working. That was why. Hold on. So I had to get my coffee. I had a coffee in the microwave waiting for me because I ordered it from Wawa. It's so good. Wawa is the jump. If they ask you what I'm addicted to, it's definitely Wawa. Man, please.
I need coffee too. Coffee makes the world go round.
You sound like you're sad today. What's the matter?
I'm just waking up. I only woke up like at 1 o'clock. I just had enough time to come in here and frickin' get all this stuff set up. So I'm like,
it's live
it's
now.
More
Do you
sluggish.
see me?
Yeah, it's live streaming right now.
So you can see me? All right, well then I'll do a live one the right way since it did it. Now it's working. Okay, are you sure you want to end? Yes, I'm sure. Because the other one was all black and there was no...
Well, hold on a minute. Hold on. Don't
I just ended it. What's up, G?
Mac?
Go ahead. Excuse me, I already ended it, so I can go back on?
Yeah.
It says stop streaming, but it says that it's still streaming.
It's still got a process too. I never... Yeah, let's see.
Ready to share and monetize. See, please wait till your video is done processing. So, I mean, yeah, but it's only like 2 seconds. See, and you can see me. That sucks because I did a really good show, which means I'm going to do a show tonight. Because I did a really good show and none of the content saved. And now here it is. And now I have to like redo what I've already done because...
No, are they in your list? Like, does it show up on your list? Like, go down on your avatar right here.
Yeah, it did show up on my list, and then I deleted it because it was. Oh wait, hold on. One day, private raw. This is it. Hold on. But look, this is it. I wish I could show you. It's black though. Look. Who is this guy? I don't know what he's talking about. But anyway. Yeah, so the whole time you can hear me talking.
Now,
but there's no picture.
Before you delete that though, I mean, with what you're doing, does it need visuals? Is audio the more important thing? Because if it is, leave it. Okay? If you want them to hear what you're saying more than what they're seeing, then I would leave the video for the audio purposes alone. You know what
Like
I
I
mean?
would like, I do, and that's why I kept it still. I thought I deleted it, but I mean, like, not only that, it's a lot of stuff that I did share for once, which I usually
Yeah.
don't share, that were visuals though, and I think that that might be the reason why it's not there, because I had a lot of decent visuals, and like it's an all black screen, which you can see me right now, because like I'm not getting why it would be like that, because OBS is working properly. I see myself like you showed me to make sure I could see myself. I don't have the eye hidden. Put the eye on, it goes away. And then look at this. This thing says program scene. And now for this, I wish I could share my screen. There's two of me. There's not just one of me. Because before when we did it, there was, oh, is that because it's in studio mode? Oh,
Yeah.
let me take, yeah, it is. So studio mode makes it two. See, I'm just learning this. Literally, the day that I asked you for help was the day I downloaded it. And I got kind of like a little discouraged when I realized that
No,
it didn't.
later, I wasn't thinking you was already up to using studio mode. Later I can show you some tricks with studio mode, but like right now the single screen is really a good thing to have. That way you can kind of learn the basics, like you know how to fade in and fade out, right, and stuff like that.
I mean, like with the Power Direct, I know how to do it with that, but no. And then, so do you see my screen right now?
I can see you, I can't see your screen.
Yeah, I keep sharing my screen. I just would like to know why it's not working, because I was hoping you could better guide
Now,
me.
are you trying to share it on Jitsi?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the little TV screen right there on the bottom?
Yeah, it's giving me the option. It's telling me, would you like to share the screen or would you like to share the window? I've done both things and nothing happens. And
That could be a Jitsi issue. It is. It says that your connection is poor. Your bit rate is 29 kilobytes per second.
Maybe that's what it is. Do I sound different?
No, you sound fine. Your resolution is 1280 by 720. You might want
You
that.
can see all of that?
Yeah. And you have a frame rate of 1. And it bounces to 2, 1 and 2.
You see, it's like, and then what it's showing me is showing OBS. It's telling me, so share this screen. Yes, I'd like to share this screen. I press share this screen, and you don't see me.
Everything seems, I mean, the only thing I would say is the freaking, the bit rate.
I don't know how to change any of that stuff, so
Yeah,
I don't
I know.
even know what that means. Like, okay, start live stream.
There's no way that it would still be what it is. It's really more of your internet connection. There you go. You got a
No,
whiteboard.
that's a whiteboard. I just
You did the
pressed that in
whiteboard
Jitsi.
though. That's good.
Yeah, but when I watch, so when I go to share screen, start sharing screen, yes please. It's like not even an option anymore. It's usually a little gray pop-up box.
Now drop the
It's not,
whiteboard.
there it is. There it is. Allow to share screen, and then
Yeah.
it says choose content to share. Notifications will be turned off by sharing your screen. Presenter overlay off, small or large, and then it says screen. So I press large, I press screen, and then it's like, no, I want it large. I'd like you to do it like that and share it. And then it makes it look like it's sharing it, and it doesn't share. Apple, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you see me? It keeps sharing
No.
my screen to myself. Like, it's sharing my screen with me. It's
Click
like,
on it. Click on it.
hold on, I'm gonna exit OBS. I don't even know what to click on. You're like,
Well,
hold
click
on, let me stop
the
sharing.
share screen down on the left hand
on the
or
bottom
right-hand
next to the
side. Yeah.
camera.
Click
Yeah,
on it.
every time I click on that, it asks me which screen I would like to share, and I keep ping-ponging between the two options it gives me, and no matter what option I click, maybe it's because I have OBS open first. See, look, allow meetjit.c to share your screen. You can share your entire screen or a window. So it says allow to share window, allow to share screen, or don't allow. I click
Window.
on, yeah, no, I want the whole screen.
If you do window, it'll be the window that you have open right now.
Okay, so I'll do that because I've done both. But all right, let's just do it. Do you see anything?
No.
How about now?
Absolutely nothing.
That's what I'm saying. No matter what, it gives me the same pop-up. Except now,
did your
tab
move you? Did your tab move you off of Jitsi?
Kinda. It's like a little square box at the top. I'm going to close OBS because it keeps asking me if I want to use OBS. So let me see. Share screen. I'll be right back.
All right. That was interesting.
It's still. It's like nothing. Something's not right because it shows me your old notifications. You're probably just hacked, and that's why. And it keeps showing me the one about B-Back smoke and a cigarette, and like it keeps showing me the same thing when I reopened it.
That's the only thing I've written on there.
But it keeps acting like it's a new notification. And then the whiteboard was open when I came in here. Like I already hit the whiteboard, but as soon as I came back,
you backed out and came back in too. Like whenever.
Yeah, the whiteboard should be gone.
Yeah, it should be gone.
It wasn't though. That's what I'm saying. Something's not right. Do you see my screen right now?
Yeah, I see you. I mean, I've got
you see my screen?
No, not your screen. I've got you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just thought I was finally getting somewhere with this.
But
it's not. It's on Facebook. It says it's on FaceTime. I mean,
yeah, it's
FaceTime HD camera. No, I wanted to share my screen.
It's crazy. We were just talking about that. Actually, me and Mark were.
On Thursday?
No, it was just a little while ago when you was getting on the laptop. I was talking about how freaking they used to have a reputation for freaking no viruses and shit, and now it's just gone to shit.
Yeah, like that was the whole point, because Apple was something I aspired to. I've had Asus, I've had HPs, I've had like Dells, and right now I have 2 Chromebooks in the closet, but the main reason I was I'm going to have Apple products is because supposedly you're less monitored because it's the uppity elite. Hey, we don't want you to know what we do, so we're going to be as secure and tight as we can. And it's almost like because everyone in the hood started getting iPhones now, it's all going to shit. They don't care, like you said. Well, you didn't say they don't care part. You said it's all going to shit, but I'm saying they don't care because I feel like that's what happened, and I know that sounds horrible, but it's the truth. Share this screen. Nope, still not sharing. But still, it tells me up here it's sharing the screen with you, but you don't see anything. It's sharing it with Safari, screen mirroring. This is just nonsense. And it's showing that, so someone's recording me right now, but it's not you. It's not Jitsi.
I have no idea. It sounds weird. Sounds really weird.
Looks freaking weird.
Did you just punch yourself in the face?
No.
I was like, did you just punch yourself in the face?
I'm not that angry.
You ain't supposed to do that to yourself. That's frustrating, but I know. But come on now.
No. I'm just playing with buttons, so I don't know if anything happens. It's because I'm literally pushing a bunch of buttons. Would you like to share your screen? Yes. Dumb thing. I would like you to share my screen. Okay, would you like to share this screen? Yep, it's the exact screen I would like to share.
No,
and here I am, again, looking at myself on 3 different cameras. I can see myself in Jitsi, I can see myself on this mini one, and OBS, but you can't see me. You cannot see me anywhere else. This is just wild. And then just now, I closed the Minds chat, and so what are you doing? Am I being streamed on Minds? I closed the Minds chat. It ended up closing the supposedly, allegedly screen share. My likeliness is not allowed to be used for anything that I'm not getting paid for.
It says the link you just posted said video is not found. Error.
Oh yeah, because I deleted it and just posted. That's the old one. When you told me to go public, that I went public. That was the private one.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll figure it out. OBS is cool though. I'm glad I figured that out. And I didn't know how to stream the first night, but now I know how to stream, so.
No.
Okay, here we go. What is this button? Why is my thing hopping? It's hopping. Allow Jitsi to share your screen. Yes. It keeps asking me if I want you to do this. I press yes. Here I am looking at myself again. Share this screen. Yep, share this screen. Do you see it?
check. Well, it's sharing your screen.
It is?
Not you. It's. I mean, okay. Are you?
You can
see
OBS?
where the camera? No.
Oh.
It's not. I keep saying that, and I freaking.
You mean I'm on video? Yeah, I know I'm on video.
Now, see, like, your screen is like what I'm seeing right now. Okay, like what's in the center, and looking at yourself. Now, what they should do is they should give you an option: Chrome tab, window, or entire screen.
That's what it gives me, and then I've pressed both. I pressed window, I've pressed...
Now, if you go to window, your windows will give you Mind Chat, it'll give you a live stream, or it will give you Blend. Well, like me, I've got Blender, and I've got OBS open. Now, if I go to Chrome tab, it'll give me Minds Live with Roger, Rumble, and then my main account, and then my Odysseys. So I have to choose between Chrome tab or Windows. If I do the entire screen, it'll just show what I'm looking at the moment. See what
OBS
I mean?
and Safari are two totally different things. So like I see OBS right here at the top, and I can click on it, and then it's a picture of me, and then I can say Safari, and it says FaceTime HD camera. And that's the only option I have for the drop down: portrait, studio light, or reactions.
Okay, so does it have anything for tabs, like browser tabs? Like mine says Chrome tab.
Yeah, it says choose content to share. Notifications will be turned off while sharing.
Click on that real quick and tell me what's in that list.
Well, now it's gone. It said presenter overlay. And now it's gone. Oh my gosh, I'm just over.
Yeah.
Now they look identical. I feel like somebody's messing in my computer. Like that's exactly what it feels like. I mean, just because I'm watching it jump.
Okay, now over where your tab is, or where your browser is, down on the bottom. Okay, click on that real quick and see if it pops up in that list for you.
I'm in the browser now because Jitsy's on the browser.
Right.
And then it's the whole signal being red. Like, that's not right either. Hide self view.
Because from what I'm getting on my end is it's got a really weak signal. The connection.
Yeah, it shows that to me too. But you hear me fine, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
I feel like if it had a weak signal, it wouldn't be fine. I'm telling you, I'm intercepted.
Oh no, it's easier to get the audio in it. Now, if you had like a really old computer that was like 10 years old or something, then yeah, you'd have issues with audio. But like they've come a long way. I used to do Chrome Live or Google Live.
What do you there?
They were horrible. They're just like this, but they're horrible. I mean, it was a nightmare. They finally gave Google Live up because they bought YouTube. That's how long ago it was. Or they changed everything over to YouTube. They probably already owned it. But
it's still not doing anything. It's not. It says, do you want to share it? Yep, I sure do. And here I am again at the top.
Alright, now I'm going to step away for a second.
Okay, you're recording. Hey, can you stop recording and then I can play some music?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll mute too. I can do that
as well. I can do that. I'll pause it instead of stopping.
You know, they be saying they pause if it's like homosexually insinuations. You said I'm gonna unpause. You're like, I'm gonna unpause, so you're gonna like, wait, what does that mean? You're supposed to pause it, you know what I mean? So you're gonna unpause. So I guess it's a go. No,
yeah, I figured this would be a really good topic to actually talk about, because like, you know, I mean, we just kind of bumped through it kind of on accident, but it's actually something I think a lot of people need to talk about, because like, well, just to catch everybody up if they watch this recording, you know, we were talking about my nieces, and how I always told them, I was like, the worst kind of trouble you're going to get into is boys, you know what I mean? And then you started talking about like this stuff in college and your boyfriend and stuff, and you mentioned them before and then brought it back up.
Well, yeah, so...
And then marriage.
my college boyfriend was different from the guy I ended up getting married to. Even though I was still in college when I met my husband. My boyfriend in college, like, he was just like, I don't know, his dad cheated on his mom, had a whole separate type of family, and his mindset was like, I can do that too. And so we were cool. Like, minus a relationship, we could have been best friends. Like, we used to call each other PICs and stuff. Like, that was my, you know what I mean? That was my, we have fun and stuff. Open him up to being more free and less uppity and like snooby and like fake snobby, because he'd be real uppity, but then you're failing in school. So it's like, you might need to relax a little. And so that was, like I said, I think he's the first person I smoked weed with. Like, I wasn't smoking weed. Well, no, I smoked weed one time with my roommates, and that was the only time, and I didn't like it because I slept more than I've ever slept, and it was a mess. And I don't like that. We went to a party, and it was the only party I went to, and they used to make fun of me because I didn't know how to dress. I was dressed like I'm the doctor's daughter who didn't play revealing clothes. So I had like a sweater on at the party and thinking that I look hot, and everybody else is like no clothes. I'm like, oh wait, this isn't nice attire. So partying life wasn't for me. But when I got with him, like I said, like, we would be smoking weed, missing classes, stuff like that. Like, I got his GPA up. So our freshman year, at the end of the freshman year, that's when I met him. And I helped him so he could stay in college. Sophomore year, we were like this. He was going to school for nursing. He had to take school for classes for psychology, and I was a psychology major. So we made sure that our schedules aligned. He made sure that he was there, and you know what I mean? Like, that was kind of like the storyline. But we were always coming in late, always coming in high. Like, it was just like horrible. And then we kind of went our separate ways. And like, I'm like, my whole downfall comes from men. Like, I don't want to say that. That's not true. My whole downfall comes from my mindset and my willingness to be submissive to stuff that I was, I guess, not paying attention to, because it might have been presented, but I was unaware, which is why healing is such a big deal.
Like, yesterday, I went on Rumble, and they had this chat where these two dudes get on there and they call it a late night something. It's some stupid freaking stream they got on there, and I was curious, so I checked it out, because there's a lot of hot chicks on the front with them, right? You know, so I seen the pretty girls, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna see what this is about. And then they had like this one fat stupid dude fucking sitting over on the side, and he had his stomach all hanging out and shit. This one skinny guy fucking looks like P. Diddy, fucking
shut up, no.
Yeah, running his mouth, you know, got the nice little freaking, you know, crew cut fucking haircut, you know, and they're sitting there and they're literally fucking saying women are stupid and women fucking don't really have any purpose and shit if it hasn't got something to do with sex. I mean, they're just straight out running these women around, and mind you, the whole freaking room is full of women, and I'm talking like 10, 15
I know what
women.
you're talking about.
You know?
It's two melanin guys.
Yeah.
That do this. Yes, I heard about this show, and apparently these women sit there and let them dog them, like every single show.
And they get away with that shit. By the time I was done, I freaking posted in the chat. I was like, I lost fucking brain cells just from being here. You know what I mean? I literally sat there and lost fucking brain cells. You know.
These people present themselves as having money, but you know what? You're probably one of the rare men in the world that listen to what women have to say, and like what could take anything women
I really don't listen. Being honest,
you listen to me. You don't listen to me. You do. You listen to me. You let me talk. Like, I'll be talking for like hours, and you'll let me talk, and it's just like. No, I'm telling you, guys really think that about us. And like, people don't like me, especially when it comes to men. I told you, I've dealt with wealthy men to the extent to where we're communicating. But if they feel like I think I'm too smart for my britches, it's like, hey, I don't want to hear all of that. You're not allowed to be smart. You're not rich. You're not smart. And it's just like, it kind of makes you feel like you got to shut up. That's why there's such a separation between men and women now. Like, it's almost like we're battling each other.
You know what's the difference between me and those guys, though? Is freaking sex is the problem, okay? They make it out like a woman has no purpose unless it has something to do with sex. sex is the problem. The reason why the reason why freaking men think like that is because everything to them has to be about sex. You know what
Physical.
I mean? And like you see
that's why you
these.
have to be attractive towards a man. He has to be able to like you the way you look.
And usually when it comes to all that crap, if you freaking watch any TV commercials and you see those GNC commercials with those ED commercials with guys that got limp dicks, it's
erectile dysfunction. Mark would have your head right now.
I'm sorry. That's
Mark
what the ED stands for. I apologize. But, you know, I'm a 50-year-old man. I've never had a problem with using my penis, dude, ever. Okay? And you know why I believe freaking that's true? Or why that's the case? It's because I've never been married. Okay? I never had to sit next to a freaking woman for freaking 20 or 30 years. The same woman for my entire freaking life. And then have to wonder why I can't get my pecker up.
See, I think, and see, that's where men and women differ. Because the closer I am to a guy, the more I feel like we'll be committed and more locked in we are. The more sexually.
See, that makes sense. You see what I mean? Like, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like
that's true.
I mean, and think about this. This takes place over a 20 or 30 year freaking time frame. You know what I'm saying? So
please, 20-year-olds be having ED now because they take all them drugs. Yeah, are you kidding me? I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, come on, dude. Seriously.
I'm talking about, they be talking about it. And there'll be, there's another time, so it's live streams of guys attempting to jerk their dicks off, attempting to be able to get hard because they don't know how to get hard. So they're like basically waiting for somebody to kind of help them get hard. But it's so wild because you're jerking off. Why do you want to be hard? Like, it'd be different if you would rather, if you got a girl there, and if that girl there is not doing it for you, you probably need a different girl there. Excuse me, but you really just searching for that nut that you obviously cannot catch.
I mean, you don't even, I mean, why do you even have to have a girl or a guy? You know what I mean? Why is it such an issue? I mean,
masturbation.
No, I mean, even like the act of masturbating, okay? I mean, sex, okay? Why is it that you have to wake up in the day and go to bed at night and think, I need a man or I need a woman? Live your freaking life. If a woman likes you, freaking, she's gonna be attracted to you. You're gonna be attracted to her, and freaking, that's the way it's gonna happen. It's not something you plan. It's not how cool your freaking hair is or how freaking well you freaking present yourself. It's an attraction. It's
right.
You know, most people get in relationships on accident. They don't plan that shit.
But that's why it's still a big deal, because regardless of the fact that when you have sex with someone, your exchange, any communication is an energy exchange, but the deeper level of the exchange, the more energy that's going to be inhabited. I don't want some guy who hates himself on the underline but pretends to be so glorious and magnificent coming inside of me. And like, at least tell me about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like, I want you to tell me, hey, I have these things, because then I know how to channel it. I know how to block it. I know how to kind of make sure I'm getting the right things from you and you're getting the right things from me. But people don't even put that much thought into having sex. They feel like, have it like this. If you have it like this, you can get having raw sex, you get STDs. If you this. It's like no one thinks about the actual process of what sex is meant for, and it's to develop us.
A lot of what you're saying there is the general consensus for a lot of women. They feel that way. But then it goes again to man and woman. Like a guy doesn't think that way. You know, I think the hardest thing for guys to handle is after sex, because you know what happens with women after they have sex with you?
You said it before. They want to talk and the guy doesn't care anymore. He's already had his cum. He's already busted his nuts, so it doesn't matter.
And it's not just talk, okay? Like all of a sudden, freaking, you know, the gates of heaven just opened up and they're freaking just saying it all, dude. You know what I mean? Because that's the weakest moments for them is after the orgasm. So of course.
So sex is no big deal. Why do women get raped?
Need to what?
Why do women get raped?
Oh, that's dominance. That I mean, most guys freaking don't want to dominate their women. I mean, but there are men who do freaking, they think they have to control and own.
That they have the upper hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would like to feel it. But then that's a sign of feeling weak and having to feel strong. And if you feel weak and you feel like you have to feel strong, you're feeling inferior. So you would like to transfer that energy. I'm going to transfer my inferiority to you, and now I feel superior. And that's
I think
my
it's
whole
animalistic more than it is anything else. I personally think that's an animalistic thing, that they give in to their primal freaking desires, and because I don't see that as like a psychological thing other than being primal. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to think. They just, instead of them actually trying to figure out how they're gonna act proper and try to get to know the opposite sex, themselves and women, they think they have to freaking take what they want. You know what I mean?
And now we see why I emphasize on healing, but also emphasize on being able to have those exchanges with people that are healed. Like if I'm healed spiritually and you're healed financially, an exchange seems to me a no-brainer, because for me, girls like, oh, I'm going to have sex if he's going to pay me. Even this girl, I love her, Connie Diamond, and one of her bars, she's like, if you want the cook, you got to tax it. But see, I tell people right off rip, like, I'm into souls. Like I'm into that. Like I know where I'm getting, and it's not even just a girl or a boy thing. It's biological. Like we exchange DNA. Like that's how we make kids. We're exchanging our DNA. So that means a man is putting his DNA inside of a woman. So we almost become his mouthpiece to the point to where he's not saying these things, but he injects what, you know what I mean? It's an outlet for you guys. So it's an outlet, but it's an input. And so you're inputting who you are inside of us, regardless of what we like to pretend it is. That's biology. That's biology. Like that's how babies are made.
See, now we're getting back into sex though. That's the sexual.
But that's how
thing.
you learn yourself, or even each other. Like relationships have influences on you, even if they're just your homeboy, your mom, your dad, without sex.
Well, I'm not gonna have sex with my mom or my dad, or.
Oh God, I pray to God.
You know, I mean, there's relationships, and then there's freaking sex. Yeah, and like the thing I think that gets a lot of people confused is they don't understand the concepts of like what love is and what freaking sex is and what.
What do you think love is? How do you explain love?
Well, I've already said that before. I mean, it's an inside thing.
Oh, you mean self-love?
You know, I mean, first of all, when I feel love for another person, that's me feeling love. Okay.
But what is love? You're using the word to define that action.
That's
the concept.
That's basically what it is. It's a feeling that I have. Now, that doesn't mean because I feel love, the other person's going to love me. Okay. It's a matter of I love her, she loves me. Both people feel love. Okay.
What does love feel like?
Love. Well, for me personally, freaking, you always want that person in your life, you know what I mean? And you can see yourself with them when you're 65 years old, you know what I mean? Getting old and stuff like that. But I'm saying, people get that mixed up. They get into these relationships where the other person doesn't love them. And the reason why they think that person loves them is because they think it's a two-way street, when in reality, that's not the case. You know what I mean? Like,
why do you think we submit ourselves to relationships like that? I feel like I've been in a lot of those.
It's because you're being fooled by your own emotions. See, people don't understand that. You lie to yourself. You got to be careful because you're your worst enemy. I'm my worst enemy. I can lie to myself 10 times a day so that I can justify the things I do. See what I mean, Abraham?
Yeah. I was seeing how I look as a boy. I'm actually a handsome man. I can pull all the shirts. Hey girl, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, never mind.
Oh my goodness. The bandana doesn't go well. That like makes you an old 70s freaking gangster.
Nah, the bandana is so I can hide my third eye because I don't like giving my energy away for free.
No, I'm saying like with the hair over your face like that, and you got the bandana
Oh,
on.
so I gotta talk like, hey, where my money at? Like
Oh my god.
Oh, Tam's here. Hi,
Hey,
Tam.
what's
Yeah, he
going
gets
on?
to see that. First thing he sees when he comes on.
Oh man, I missed that.
Karma as a guy. You missed it.
Is the live stream on, man?
Yeah, live stream
Alright,
is on.
He said, I'll run it back.
I have
I'll
to
run it back.
review
Look at you.
that.
You got a haircut. Look at you. You're so cute. You got on handsome.
Ah, thank you. It's about time.
It looks good. It does. It looks like it's nice to put your fingers through. I hope your wife does that often. It looks like it's nice. You probably get tired of me. I'd be flicking it back like, look at you. You're so cute. That's like since my babies. They had hair like that when they were little.
She's something else.
All right.
We've been talking about bad relationships and sex,
Okay.
and
Alright.
she.
What do you think love is?
Yeah, there you go. She can
Well,
hit you up. It's your turn.
Yeah,
Talking
what's
about
love?
What is love? Oh, jeez. It's like a
Bye.
$64,000 question.
Yeah.
What is love?
To you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like, how do you know if you're loved or someone loves you? Like, what is it like?
Well, I'm coming from a Christian background, so it's to love someone is to want what's good for them.
Nice.
Right. So you want to do all you can for the person that you love. You want to do everything that you can to make sure that the one that you love is happy, is taken care of.
Well, what about you? What does that person do for you? Do they do the same things? Do you
Yeah.
I got you.
Doesn't not necessarily reciprocal, but that's right. It's but
That's what Roger was saying.
that's what part of what love is. It's not conditional on the other person returning your love, right? Right. So so if you love someone because they do something for you, then that's not really love, right? That's like codependence, isn't it?
Right. Love is understanding at its highest elevation. That's
I
how
see
I
codependence is a good word that needs to be discussed too, because I learned a lot of that.
You're just picking up on anything that you can just wrap
Well,
or hold up.
What is
codependency-
the difference between
Codependency is a big issue. I mean, you're the one that mentioned it. I didn't even say that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's all when you talk about love, it'll come up, right? So
Yeah.
That's what happens though, where you're kind of just in it because you feel like there's nothing else you can do, and you have to have that person around, but you might not even enjoy them being around. It's like kind of a sibling sometimes relationship can be codependent. Like you have to have your brother or your sister around, and you might feel unsafe if they're not around, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you like them being around. I don't have any siblings, so I don't know how that would go, but
Well, see, you're lucky. I mean, you're lucky.
I
to be
wish I
honest.
had like a sister. I have my best friend. We've been friends since 2002, but it's still like I wish I had a sister.
Well, see, like with the family structure, the one good example that everybody always talks about is like, have you got a person in your family who portrays the superhero? The one that always has to freaking come through and be the superhero for the family whenever things are going
And then complain
bad.
about it when they do it. Yeah.
Yeah, now that's codependency.
Mm.
And
Mm.
like in a relationship, like Tan said, he said it perfectly when it comes to that. There's a difference between loving and being codependent. Being emotionally bankrupt is what you got to really look at. Like, imagine going to a bank teller, an ATM, and you just keep pulling $20 bills out of your bank account. What's eventually going to happen?
All the 20s are going to add up.
You're going to run out of money. You're going to be bankrupt, basically.
At least in the bank, yeah.
In the bank, yeah, it's going to be empty. And that's what happens when you become emotionally bankrupt. You know, you just keep pulling all those emotions out and out of that teller, and eventually that freaking teller is going to say, look, I don't have any more emotions. So that's
then they start acting on not having emotions. That emotion that was there before is no longer, and sometimes it can be treacherous. I mean, like, I've been guilty of that, because like I wait for people to get it right, but myself is valid. Like, I'm important to myself, so I allow you to treat me as if I'm not that important, but only for so long. And I always give warnings, like, hey, this is going to happen if you keep acting like this towards me. And then you'll say something like, do whatever you want. Okay, I'm going to give you some time to think about that. You might not really feel that way if I give you time to think about it. And then it's just like, no, I don't care. Do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You do whatever you please. You do what you feel like is necessary. But what I feel is necessary is for you to stop these behaviors. I'm giving you fair warning to stop these behaviors. You're telling me you don't have to stop these behaviors. Well, if you're doing them to me, you're most likely doing them to weaker females, weaker emotionally in tune females, or individuals in general, which means now you're a bully. I don't like bullies. So if I know that you're a bully and I'm giving you years to stop bullying, and you're still bullying me and other people, I kind of take the initiative to say, hey, look, you're going to stop, because you can't force people to do what you want them to do. No, but you can. The more attention, people like to do stuff when they think that they can get away with it. So there's only but so many times you can show a robber's face on TV, and then they'll be like, hey, you know what? I think that's that robber. And they keep robbing places, and it's just like, okay, we're going to stop. We're not just going to be like, oh, I know that that's the robber. No big deal. Oh, he's going in the bank.
We've actually had this conversation before in chat. It was a while back whenever freaking Rhea and what's his name, Hector, was on there. If you remember, Tan, we were talking about freaking
Hector was going on and on about
yeah.
What was it?
If you go back to this chat archive, you'd probably be able to find it as well.
No, like when it comes to freaking that kind of mental, they like to call it mental illness. Okay, a lot of people mix freaking mental disabilities up, or mental illnesses up, like what is that one where it's freaking antisocial. Okay, now antisocials are it's a actual mental illness, and those people who want to control you, and freaking those people who freaking you go out on one date, and next thing you know they're talking about marriage and having a honeymoon and shit.
Okay.
Then when you freak out, they're banging on the door saying, "You said you love me," after going on one, maybe 2 dates with them. Those two freaking mental illnesses.
But
if you said
that you love them, I'm
talking about one, maybe 2 dates. I'm not talking about like maybe even a 6 months relationship or two. Right. I'm talking about like going out on one date and all of a sudden you're getting married.
Well, so listen. What if that person said that they love that person, and that person's feelings are valid? Because you shouldn't be saying that if that's not how you really feel.
No,
and some people believe in love at first sight.
In this situation I'm talking about, it was never mentioned. That was never.
Well, no. In that case,
so she was reading. Maybe she was reading more into it than.
Yeah, exactly.
I never had a guy treat me this nicely, so here I am. Can you be the guy forever? Yeah, no,
you have antisocial behaviors, and then you have codependence. Now, see, antisocial behavior, people with antisocial behaviors, they freaking love freaking codependent people because that's like freaking the birthday cake, you know what I mean? It's like the icing on the fucking cake, basically. Like, if they can find a person with that kind of a problem, then they can freaking manipulate them and make them to where they'll do whatever they want them to.
Yep, especially if they like feel like they're isolated from the rest of the world and that no one's paying them any attention and that they're not going to ever. Yep. I was targeted in such a way because people thought, you know what I mean? Well, you don't talk to many people. Yeah, but I mean, the people I do talk to listen, so you might be careful with them. But anyway,
I had to learn that in rehab. See, that's what they teach us people from rehab. We're so smart. They teach you that stuff whenever you're trying to sober up because you get into freaking a lot of bad behaviors, and criminal behavior is another one, like always justifying your actions. People just think they have to come up with a justification for the shit they do. Right. You know, and it's a criminal mentality. That's basically where it all comes from, and it's being taught to people. Like, there's no reason why you have to justify anything you do in your life. If you have to justify something, then there's probably something bad that's behind it. You know what I mean? So.
I don't know. I seem to disagree. Because justice is justice. It's like, that's why we have a court of law. That's why they have trials that, you know, I mean, they used to cut people's hands off if they robbed people. Like, you get your hand chopped off, and it didn't really matter why you did it. It was kind of the action. So I think they offer justification and for a lesser punishment because we went from, like, we don't care why you did what you did. We're going to chop your hand off. You have the whole family to feed? We don't care. You robbed me. Now you have to get your hand chopped off. So it's kind of like saying, we're giving you an opportunity to justify yourself so that way I don't just chop your hand off, because you're going to be dealt with regardless. You know, you have to get dealt with regardless. That's karma. That's just the way the universe works. But if you have a good reason for why you did what you did, or if there is a seeming justifiable reason,
you should never have to justify your actions. Is all
no,
I'm saying.
You don't. I mean, but you wouldn't have to justify yourself, but based on your circumstances, right? It kind of should explain itself. Right, but so in criminal laws, we're talking about. Karma was just talking about what doesn't matter what you did, you're gonna get your hand chopped off.
Yeah, they're gonna punish you. Like,
but there's in criminal law there are two factors. One is the criminal act, and the other one is the criminal intent. Right, you have to meet both criteria for it to be.
Considered a crime, and you do that by justifying your actions. Exactly. Yeah, I know. They make you justify your actions so that way they can see.
See, here in the United States, we're innocent until proven guilty. So
that's what they tell you.
I don't know if that's the way it is in Canada. I know they have like that English kind of.
It is, man. Pretty much, the British North America Code is isn't the U.S. Law based on that as well?
Well, I don't think we really want to take credit for anything that England started first. Like, I have my theories about the Constitution too. Like, I tell people to read John Locke if they want to know what the Constitution's all about, because that's who really wrote the Constitution. But I get a lot of people mad at me, Trump supporters and shit.
No, but
I love Trump.
Kind of common. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, but what are you proving? Isn't proof justification? Justifying what you did? Like,
no. If you're guilty, the best thing for you to do in a court system like that is just keep your mouth shut. Right?
That's the Fifth Amendment. You have the right to remain silent.
And then the second thing you need to do is when you go to court and you get a freaking somebody to defend you, they need to be crooked as hell. Okay.
Because you committed your actions.
You committed a crime, so you need a criminal to be your lawyer.
To justify your actions.
To justify your actions.
You don't have to.
Kind of
you don't have to justify. That's what I'm saying.
Criminal law there, right?
If you didn't commit a crime, then you don't have to justify your actions. You freaking get a good lawyer who's going to freaking show the court, look, he was at this place. He didn't do this because he was over here, or you know what I'm saying?
But you just got to saying you don't have to justify yourself to anyone.
That's justifying yourself right there.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Be proven guilty
in a court system, but the whole point of what I'm trying to say is like freaking, you turn around and you steal $50 from your freaking brother, and freaking then you turn around and you say, man, I didn't do that. I was over here. I didn't steal $50 from you. Like I was way over here.
That's just denial. That's not justification.
No, that's justifying. And then you walk away.
That's
then
denial.
You walk away. Then you walk away and say, "Well, I needed that $50 so that I could go down and I could do this."
That's justification.
Or I could do that. You see?
Right.
Now you're justifying the reason why it was important to steal $50
and admitting guilt.
From your freaking
That's
brother.
why people don't like to justify, because then they admit guilt, and when you admit guilt, then there's a chance for you to be able to.
Well, that's not justifying, right? I agree, Roger. That's like making excuses for your bad behavior. Justifying is like clearing your name, like, right? It's
justifying your actions. It's saying, right? It's basically validating your actions. My actions were valid because I was poor, or I had to go eat. My family was poor, so I stole from that.
I see. You're talking about like in the crime.
Justifying that is actually true. Like that's a big deal, and what I'm talking about is logic. Okay, criminal logic is dealing with trying to justify your actions.
Okay.
You know, I robbed that freaking liquor store and killed that woman because my family was starving.
Right.
You know.
So that back to the relationship case. So in the case, a bully or an abuser will abuse his wife and justify it by saying it maybe she caused it somehow. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
She's stupid, or she's worthless, or I told her to do this and she didn't listen to me, or she knew this was how it was before she got with me. We're justifying what we're doing. We're an excuse for a reason.
I just think justifying it is a bad word for it. They're just making excuse for things that they know that they've done wrong. Right? Just in the case of a thief stealing something, they're saying, I need to steal this because I'm broke, I'm hungry and poor. Right? So objectively, the act itself is a bad behavior.
Action in the first place, right?
And
people don't usually ask you to justify the good stuff. Oh, why'd you give me this $1 billion? Like, really, what was the reason behind it? Like, if no one really asks for that, it's like, thanks for the $1 billion and keeps on booking. But if you do something wrong, now we have to know why. Well, what made you do this? And I mean, like, it's a double-edged sword. It's actually, I mean, like, it's kind of a catch-22, because if you justify yourself and then if people don't like the reasons, then what does that mean? Am I unjust now? Or
right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it is when it comes to law. If they don't like your excuses as to why you did something, you're going to jail. Like, they don't care. And it's determinant on how they feel about you. You have random strangers determining whether or not you had just cause to do whatever it is that you did. And these people know nothing about you, nothing about your circumstances. They just know.
That's blind justice. That's what they call it. They call it blind justice.
Like, but is it really justice?
Yeah, they prefer that it be somebody who's impartial and not closely involved with you. Now, if you went over to freaking like Afghanistan, okay, the family members of the person that you killed would have the right to have you put to death, or if you could stay alive. Whereas here in the United States, if freaking you killed a family member of somebody else, then the court systems would step in, and because they're impartial and they'll freaking determine your guilt. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
But okay, you're guilty already if you did the thing. Like whether it's been proven or not, you did what you did, and that's the guilt right there. But saying that you're innocent until proven guilty isn't until you prove to me that you're
only you know that you're guilty or not. But from
that's
the
what I'm
eye
saying. Keep
of
your
the
mouth
law,
shut.
but you're still guilty.
from the eye of the law, you're like
In the
they
eyes
have
of
to
the
go
law,
through-
keep your mouth shut. Don't say.
They have to go through the exercise of proving.
You know, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held
only
against
because
you.
Yeah, only because you.
Only
even,
decent people admit
even if
fault
you haven't
and
done
fix
it, even if you're not guilty, it's advisable to keep your mouth shut too, right? Because you could be saying something that will unintentionally
lead to something else.
Lead you to something. No,
or truth be told,
Okay.
you should
lead
just be able
them
to be
down
real
the wrong
with who
path.
you are.
I didn't bump into this
Yeah,
car, but you know what? I stole freaking $50 from the liquor store yesterday.
But see, isn't that
That's
coming with
before I
what
hit
you
the
do
cop
then?
car and
Pay attention to what you're doing. Instead of hiding what you do, not do stuff that you have to hide. Doesn't that make more sense to like just be like an upright, righteous type of person in general? You don't have to hide the bullshit because, you know, there is none type of thing. It's like
you don't have to
You
hide.
said it
On the
yourself.
other hand, you don't have to tell everything to everybody.
Right, and
Yeah,
you said
I'm
it
not
yourself.
telling
You said it
them.
yourself. He knew he was guilty. Okay, so at least he's being honest with himself and saying I am guilty. But there's a difference between freaking being honest and being stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
freaking a criminal is smart enough to know when they read me my freaking rights, I need to keep my mouth shut. I don't need
And
to
here
freaking-
I would think that maybe not committing a crime would be smart. I mean,
No,
we're
that would
saying
be-
not
that'd
telling
be the
about
best
crime is a
solution.
smart idea, but
I suggest
you know,
that don't ever do.
Okay. But back to what Roger was saying, really, with relationship and not having to prove or justify yourself to anybody, right?
Would you want to know if your
you-
partner cheated?
Yeah, would you take that mindset with someone, with your loved one in relationship though, right? Because people can't read your mind and they may misunderstand your intentions. They may misunderstand what you have done. You can say, all right, if we've been together for this long, you should know me. You should know why I did this and that. But then, okay, in some cases, but like they're still not you. They can't get into your mind. They cannot.
That's a
read
form of
your
justification.
Right.
Right?
Like that's a form of attempt. You should know me by now, so I'm justified.
No.
No.
I don't think. I think that's just that's a cop out. But if you want to work in a relationship, I don't think you can have that attitude, right?
Right.
You want
Right.
to. Right,
Right.
you want okay. So somebody, so your loved one suddenly accuse you of something. You can see, I can appreciate the hurt of being falsely accused of something. But on the other
It's not
hand,
a false accusation if you ask a question. If you ask someone, "Hey, did you take money out my purse?" You're accusing me of shit. No, I'm not asking that question.
that's right.
Okay, did you fuck that girl? Why are you always?
Right.
I didn't accuse you. I literally asked you, "Did you have sex?" And you started getting defensive.
Shit,
My
yeah,
psychologist
dude.
tells me I don't even want to go further into this because the way you're jumping at me.
She
because I
freaking just
asked the
brings
question.
Hot Bench to the show. You know what I'm saying? It's
You,
like, have you
but
guys
you
ever?
feel what I'm
you guys-
saying?
She's like, oh,
No,
yeah.
because my ex said that. My ex, he did that. He made
Right.
it seem. I asked him a question, and then it was
I
always
knew.
we're
I knew.
fighting because
Right.
I asked. You know,
It's just
Okay.
self-justification. Like,
Okay.
it'd be different if I'm like, I know you fucked that
Okay,
girl. I know
now-
you did. Yeah, you did that.
here's the deal. Here's the deal, man.
That's
Like,
an accusation.
like a dude like a dude, I hear this shit all the time with these younger ones too, and they always fucking pull this shit. And they're like, you know, I cheated because, you know, I was never brought up right, and nobody taught me right from wrong. You know, I was always with a different woman every night, and I just could not get out of the habit. And I'm like, are you fucking serious, dude? You mean to tell me your mama and daddy had to teach you that you're not allowed to cheat on your freaking wife?
But see, that's
Seriously,
the thing. Some people get into relationships and
really,
expect that.
you've actually seen somebody making that excuse. They
They
didn't
make
know
it all
that
the
cheating was
time.
wrong.
They justify.
It's not called cheating if it's right. I mean,
You know,
even
oh
in a
man,
baseball
it was
game or
my
football game, it's
environment.
called
It
cheating.
was my environment. I
It's the
come
environment
from
that
a
I grew up in,
dysfunctional
where
family.
everybody cheats.
You know, everybody
Yeah, and
cheated.
so everyone breaks the rules, so I break the rules too, so it's no big deal. But
I'm a product of my
firm-
environment. That's what it is.
I'm anti accusations though, because I went to school for psychology. I know how to ask questions, and I'm okay with listening. But what I'm not going to do is have my intelligence insulted. You're not going to
I'll be right
accuse
back.
me of accusing you and saying that you did something when all I'm asking you is if you did something. It's your response to the question or your unwillingness to answer the question that will, to me, will bring to where I'm having a different type of response. Because it's like, well, I wasn't accusing you, I just asked. And the prime example, I asked my guy, at the time, I said, hey, did you have sex with this? Because I kept feeling it. I was like, did you have sex with this girl? I said, I can actually visualize you having sex with this girl. I said, and if you didn't, okay. But if you did, I understand. We took a break and it's no big deal. Like, I justified him for him. Like, that's no big deal. And instead of being a decent individual, it was, this'll never work. You're a cute, like,
I see.
you know what I mean? It's just like, I just asked
Yeah.
you, and I even told you if you did do it, no big deal, just tell me. So now you're making it seem like I was wrong because I asked. Like, so am I not supposed to ask him? I'm just like, man, I really feel like he's cheating on me, and it's just really bothering me. I don't want him to think that I'm insecure, but I at least would like to know. So I asked the question, because they say there's no stupid question. So I asked the question, but the answer is an attack, because you're offended that I even asked, but your reputation precedes yourself, darling. And the way that you're coming at me now is kind of making me feel like, wow, you might really be attempting to hide something, because how far is no? I mean, to me, that's easier than saying, oh, this will never work. You will have no right. You're accusing me, blah, blah, blah. If I didn't do it, I'm just going to say no. Hey, babe, did you take my money out of the car? No. Oh, so you accusing me of taking your money and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm hiding something. I'm guilty about something.
Right.
I might not have sex with her, but I had sex with her or him or whoever.
Right.
No.
Well, I mean, he could be thinking that you're setting him up with that kind of question.
Yeah.
Asking him, how is that a setup?
Yeah,
How
set
is
up
it a
in
setup?
saying that, okay, it's okay if you did, just tell me.
It is.
That's the
It
first
is.
lie.
For me,
That's
it
the first
is.
lie.
For me,
There-
cheating was my marriage worries.
We'll
But
work
it's when you're
through
lying
it.
in my face, and I'll just be an idiot for you. It's like you'll lie about anything to me. You have no respect for me.
Look,
Here I am telling you
Look,
the truth about everything.
you can't make
and you're
promises
just lying to
like
me.
that.
Yeah.
You just
I
can't
mean,
make. You know what happens when the truth is finally out? Like when that idiot fucking looks you in the face and he says, "Yes, honey, I've had sex with 20 women."
What are you gonna
Or
do?
yeah, hell.
I've
fucking-
dealt with this before and stayed, and it actually made our relationship stronger. It was when
You know what happens?
lying that we
Okay,
break up.
do you remember what happened the moment he freaking told you that? Do you remember the feelings that went through your freaking brain?
I was happy. I felt closer to him than anyone in this world because he
There was
respected me enough to
no-
tell me the truth.
There was no
already
negativity
knew.
in your mind whatsoever.
No
I
resentment.
already knew he had done these things. So for him to have the courage, the gall, the respect for me to tell me and
Did you-
validate me,
Did you
I
want to
felt
pick
better.
anything up and freaking hit him with it?
No. You want me to tell you the times that those happen? Is when he's lying in my face, when he's manipulating me and making me feel like I'm an idiot. Now those times, because what I don't play about is my
Well,
intelligence. I go
that's
hard for this brain.
worse, but I mean,
Yeah, that is
just
worse.
as just as
and
bad
every
if.
girl is different,
Okay,
'cause
so
some
he
girls
admitted
feel
to
that.
you one time he admitted to you, and then did he stop, or did he continue?
Well, so those are two different occurrences, because with my ex-husband, he would often offer me the, hey, I got to tell you something. This is what happened, blah, 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 blah. So that's one of the reasons that even to this day I can have respect towards him. But there were a lot of other things that he was not able to handle. Like, he was doing stuff that he dealt with from trauma, so like would reflect on the kids. The abuse was my problem. My I don't like getting beat up and having bloody noses and swollen eyes. So the cheating was not the reason I left him at all. Like, because he always kept it real when it came to that. Not always, because when it came, he was having intercourse with men as well. And when I would question him on those things, that was when I would end up getting beat up. But when it was the women, he would, like I said, he would tell me. He even told me that I was not loyal to him if I did not have sex with other guys. And I was like, we're married. I don't feel like this is right. But in his mind, that's what I feel like you would do it anyway. Well,
that's what Roger is saying. Maybe he grew up in that environment.
Well, he didn't even have an environment to grow up in. His mom was a druggie. His dad was a druggie.
Well, there you go. That is.
Yeah,
and he justified his actions because of that shit. It's like my cousin.
But see, he never justified it. He just beat my ass. There was no justification. He shut me up.
Let me
also
explain.
No excuse beating your ass.
Yeah. No, that's why we're divorced.
Let me use my cousin as a good example. My cousin Tony has already been to prison twice, and he got out fucking the second time, and he wanted to explain himself about freaking his behaviors that he's been doing since he got out of prison. He's already been to prison twice, and he's getting ready to go in a third time. And you know why? It's because he doesn't want to give up the old behaviors. So whenever me and him are talking to one another, he goes, well, Roger, you know what? You've been raised in a lot better family than what I've been in. And I'm like, look, dude, freaking, you can keep freaking living in that bullshit past, or you can start from scratch today and freaking try to live a different life. It's like, all you're doing is you're trying to freaking rationalize why you're behaving the way you are, and you're justifying it because you came from a bad upbringing. You know what I mean? You can change it any time. I can change right now. For
and
any
we become
reason.
responsible for our actions the older we are. I mean, just
and that's what it comes down to. I'm responsible for my actions today, not a week ago or a year ago or a month ago. Okay? And that's the thing that they don't want to do. They don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They want to freaking say that it was because of this or this or this or this that happened 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the same. So the ex that I was saying about that started going off on me for asking. Like I said, my ex-husband never, but that ex that was going off on me because I asked the question and I guess they didn't want to. He eventually ended up telling me that he had sex with this girl. And now he'd like to use the excuse to where I was just saying that because I was mad and that's not the truth, or that was somebody from my team that said that wasn't really me. Whatever the excuse is, regardless of the fact, you still thought it was okay to project whatever you had going on onto me. So it's not, because I'm very understanding. Like I said, we make mistakes, but it's not going to have a negative effect on me. Your mistakes are not allowed to have a negative effect on me. And so when you're belittling me, now I'm dull and I'm a know-nothing in the head because I asked you a question. Well, if I'm a know-nothing, that's why I'm asking questions. Fill my head with stuff because I obviously do not know. But you fill my head with misconceptions of myself and have me questioning my worth and stuff like that. I cannot get down with that. And I'm a big person on communication. If I see a guy and I feel, I did this with my first love, Isaac, and I started talking to the other guy, me and Isaac were on a break, but I was telling him like, hey, yeah, I've been talking to this guy because Isaac was still expressing extreme love to me, but I don't think it's okay to play with people's feelings. I don't feel like it's okay to make people feel shitty. And I know that even if I might not feel shitty if it happened to me, it might feel shitty for someone that I care about to find out about what I'm doing from anyone else other than me. So for me, it's just an automatic, I'm a decent person. I'm going to let you know, hey, I've been kind of having feelings for this person, or I've been kind of interacting with this person, especially if we're in a committed relationship. Because how do you know I ain't been feeling somebody else, but I ain't been moving in accordance because I'm loyal to you? Hold on, wait a minute. Your homie been trying to holler at me for a minute, so you really doing us. Oh, shoot. dap it out, let's go, let's do us. But no, it's like, I want to control you. So I want you to feel like you're wrong because you're addressing this issue, and I'm going to keep doing it and pretending that I'm not doing it and gaslighting you into feeling a way anytime you ask me about it.
See, that's and where so I start. It goes right back to where we started the conversation, and like when you was asking me what I think love is. You know, love is freaking. I feel love. That doesn't mean that because I feel love, you feel love. Okay, and I think that's where people have an issue because freaking like love isn't always a two-way street, and a lot of these marriages they have today consists of one person loving the other, but the other person doesn't love them.
Being codependent. There's something that they need from them. Yes, exactly, and that's. You know how they have different love languages? I think that's one of those things to where they say, well, I express my love by giving gifts. So I express my love by words of gratitude or whatever. The disconnect or connected.
Agape love. I heard that.
Yeah, but what about?
I heard.
What about just being a real person? Like, hey, I love myself.
Agape. So right, they're different.
That's unconditional.
There are different types of love, right?
Agape is the unconditional love.
Right. So philios, eros.
Now, eros is freaking.
Eros is romantic love, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now that's romantic love, and that's the physical. That's the good stuff. That's what everybody likes. You see. Yeah.
Agape love is sacrificial love, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Where you're
it's unconditional to where I feel the same and I would do the same regardless of like how you're treating me. I do this because this is the type of person I am.
Well, you sacrifice things too. See, it's a matter of you're in love with one another, so all of a sudden, you know, Sunday night football isn't as important anymore. See what I mean?
But agape doesn't have to be like when you're in a relationship with like a girl or a boy, or a girl and a girl and a boy and a boy. It could be like your parents and your the love you feel for your children is supposed to be an agape type of love. Like, I mean, we put conditions on our kids, or we've had conditions put on us as kids type of thing.
You also sacrifice for the sake of your children.
Supposed to.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, it'd be cool to freaking get that really nice, expensive freaking sports car, you know what I mean? But you know that it only seats freaking 2 people and you got 3 kids. So you get the station wagon.
Ugh. Yeah. Couldn't have picked anything besides a station wagon. We got nice SUVs.
That's usually what it is. It's under the Astrovans.
Minivan or an SUV.
That's what they told me when I started having kids. They said, you're going to have to ride a minivan. The closest I got to a minivan was a Chrysler Pacifica. And now they actually look like minivans. Back then, they were still kind of hot. They were the crossover version.
You know, but all of a sudden, you're not sipping on gin and juice no more. You're freaking letting your kids sip on the fucking bottle. You know what I mean? It's like...
Dude, some parents just have other people do it for them. That's one thing I learned, especially the richer you are, the less time you're spending with your kids. And I mean, I don't know, not necessarily all the time, but that's usually what it is. And the justification is I have to get more money. But and that's why the kids grow up emotionally detached, because they never had that connection. They never had that shoulder to cry on because dad's at the office, mom's at the office, or that was more important. And I mean, like, I guess that's why it's supposed to be a husband and a wife, a mom and a dad in the household, so there can be that balance. So that way there is someone who is there present, even if dad has to work. But I feel like we're supposed to balance everything in our life, even our children, even if we're super rich and work a lot. Our kids matter. They're our future. They're our legacy. And if their memories of you is you were never around and you never did anything for them, like, they're going to tell that to their grandkids. And because that's how my mom was with her mom. And the whole time, me and my grandmom's relationship is like this. I love my grandmom. My grandmom is the best thing in the world to me. Her kids can't stand her. Can't stand her. And the story was passed down. She's the worst mom in the world. Blah, 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 blah. But that's just because she was unable to explain herself to them and justify herself to them. Like, hey, I'm working so you can have a decent life. I'm making you clothes so you could be original. Why can't you just buy us clothes? We'd rather. And now I bet her to make me clothes, and she won't do it because they hurt her self-esteem in regards. Like nobody wants homemade clothes. I'm like, yes, I do. What do you mean, lady?
Also, you gotta understand, there's a difference in relationships between grandkids and kids. You know, like my mom and dad, freaking to them, freaking grandkids are everything. It's the universe, you know what I mean? But they never treated me as good as they did those grandkids. It gets to the point where freaking kids get jealous of their own kids because their parents treat them better. You know what I mean?
They're like TikTok trends about that.
And the moment kids start dropping babies, freaking that's it. Okay, once they drop the babies, that's what they become. They become the producers. They're the ones that are bringing out the babies, and now they got these cute little.
That's all you're good for. Yeah.
They got these cute little babies that grandma and grandpa can play with, and that's it.
Yeah, the cuter version of you. You're old and played out now. Bring me my grandbaby.
You know, and you do feel those feelings, and I'm not saying it's like freaking intentional either, you know what I mean? Like they're not trying to be mean to their kids, but that's basically the kind of sense you get. Like you become this freaking machine that freaking pops out the grandkids.
I wish my mom was like that. My mom resented me for her having to become a grandparent. Like still to this day, my mom and I, we might talk once a year if we talk once a year. She disowned me after I got married because he was poor. He had no money, he had no status, and she's a doctor, and the way I was raised, she felt like I should have been with a certain type of person or not at all with anyone. And I got married for love, for care, because I cared about him. He treated me really, really good, and he was really nice, but I didn't know he had a whole bunch of secrets until after we got married. When we got married, I found out like he was in a gang. He have been submitted and subjected to a lot of other stuff, which I guess maybe he didn't feel comfortable enough to tell someone that type of stuff until after he got married. But then it started to become a point to where those were his justifications for treating me poorly. Like I said, the cheating, I guess the way I grew up, I know you're not supposed to cheat on me, but I'm not going to leave you because you have a moment of weakness. But you're not going to project that moment of weakness. I should not have to be weak, and i.e. punching on me, hitting on me. We're not going to fight me because you feel weak and you have to feel strong now. Like that's not going to work for me. And I step away from situations like that, whether it's mentally or physically that you're abusing me. I'm not going to allow it. If I ask you a question and your first response is manipulation, I'm not going to be able to look at you the same, because when you ask me a question, my first response is clarification. Like to me, you're asking me because you already are lacking understanding. I rock with you, and it's important to me that you rock with you, and our relationship is solid, whether it's a friendship or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explain. I'm going to give you that. And if I'm not giving you the answer that you're looking for, and you already come to me with a preconceived notion of what the answer should be, then I'm going to solicit you for what you're looking for, because I'm going to give you what I have the best. Like I'm not going to assess your character. I'm going to ask questions and allow you to tell me who you are. My problem is what it is in the response to me asking questions. You're assessing my character. I'm accusing you of this. You don't trust me. You're talking about me.
Alright. Here's a good example of the whole courtroom thing too. What you're saying right there, okay? Now, I'm a single man, so I can't do this. Now, Tan's married, you're right. Right, Tan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, as a judge, this is the kind of thing that you would freaking be responsible for. Now, Tan, tell us a little bit about your relationship and how you are with your wife, if you could. Just some of the stuff that you freaking know is like a good relationship. Just say it. Don't worry about anything that's been discussed here. You know, what makes you love your wife and your wife loves you?
Well, what are we doing here? We're doing role playing. What are you doing?
Well, if you
No,
want
Case
to.
study?
it's not a role play.
No, just kind of Kind of explain like your
Works for
relationship with your wife and why you guys, love one another.
I don't know if my marriage would be a good example of what a good relationship should be. I mean, we've been married.
Oh, that was so real of you.
Yeah.
I got so much I gained so much respect from you for you just by how real you were about. No, because he was real about it.
How long have you been married?
Yep, I was gonna say we've been married for almost 20 years.
Yeah, see, that's good. Nobody does that.
My son's 15. We got 3 kids. The oldest one is 15, going on 16. So yeah, it's been some time.
Did you get married for love?
We got married very quickly. Believe it or not, we met over the internet. We met on Skype by accident. My company back then, they were using Skype for communication. Her company, she works for furniture export company in Vietnam, and they were using Skype too. So due to some screw up, her IT guy, when he was setting up her laptop, added me by accident to her contacts, thinking it was one of her other contacts, right? So that's
that's really discriminatory. You saw the name and he was like, Vietnam. That's horrible.
No. I didn't know that she was from Vietnam. But it's a Vietnamese name. And,
so you just assumed.
Yeah. It just popped up out of a window, say hi. Do I know you? That kind of thing. And then we started talking.
How long before you were married?
A year after. So we started talking on Skype and on the phone, on Yahoo chat for over a month, and then I flew back there to meet her over a month.
And you liked what you saw.
I liked what I saw. I liked what I heard. So
that's a great example. Like, so then,
years.
No, I guess if I were to advise my children on this relationship, now looking back, I would cringe at them for jumping so soon. Like after a month like that, yeah.
Do you know that Prince Shrek met Fiona, and not Shrek, he's not a good example, but we'll say like Prince Charming, Cinderella met Prince Charming with one hand, and he searched the entire world for her.
Right. But that's fairy tale though, right?
No, it's based on true events. It can happen.
That's what you're looking for.
Yes. Right? I know he might not be Prince Charming when I meet him, but I want us to fall in love and know that we're in love without the world is how it's known.
Yeah, so this was my fairy tale. I went back there and she was absolutely stunning, right? I don't know if you've seen her picture from my post on my channel.
I'm going to look now.
I post a glimpse of her back once in a while. I try to keep.
What, a booty? Are you giving us booties?
Yeah, just the back of her.
Yeah,
glimpse from behind. Keep it secretive,
Mysterious.
Right. Yeah. So I went back to meet her, and then I spent like 3 weeks with her, and then after that I went back to Canada. And then a year after, I came back and we got married. Right.
Wow.
Before that, all throughout the year, we were just talking on the phone every night. I spent an excessive amount of time on the phone at night, where I've never done before. I'm usually like a loner kind of guy. I can't usually keep to myself, but somehow she made me want to tell everything, right? Tell her everything about my life.
And so you did, and you enjoyed having someone to listen to you.
Yeah,
You probably
right.
enjoyed having
So
someone to
so
listen.
that was pre-marriage, right? Now after marriage,
No, 5 years. Hold on, wait. For 5 years, you guys were single. There were no kids, and so like, what was
no,
that
no,
like?
no. We moved fairly quickly.
Oh,
we
I
got
thought you were married for 20 years. Your baby's
we've been
supposed
married.
to-
No, we've been married. So um, so when I came back the year after, we got married, and then when I came back to Canada after the marriage, I get the sponsorship paperwork and everything, and it took her another year for her to get here, right? So that's another year until she gets here, and when she gets here, boom! The year after that, my first child was born.
We know what was on your mind. It's time to
Like
catch
rabbit.
up. He's like, how you doing, baby? Oh, see, that's love right there. That's 2 years.
Yeah, it's just like,
You see.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened because you felt it, but do you feel like you learned stuff as you went along that if you would have known, you might have like not gotten married?
Yes and no. Definitely in hindsight, there's stuff that stuff that could be avoided. I mean, if I had known all these things that we've experienced over the last 15, 20 years, I would not have jumped into it. Having said that, we got 3 beautiful children, right? They're adorable, and they're smart, they're obedient. So, you know, out of some of these mistakes came these gifts, these miracles that I wouldn't have changed, right? So if I going back, so I'm kind of conflicted now, right? You can see if I go back there and I see the future of the troubles, of the problems that we're going through, would I have still gone through it? Initially I say no, but then I look at these 3 children.
Your babies.
Yeah,
Right.
they're beautiful gifts, and
Yeah.
I can if I say no to that, then I'll be saying
They
no
don't
to
exist.
this life, right? Even though it's hardship. So I guess the lesson is, you know, in every relationship, in every marriage, you're going to run into challenges. You're gonna run into problems, right? So you just can't just wipe the slate clean. You gotta just live with the experience and learn and move on from it.
What keeps
nobody's
your
gonna
marriage
have
going?
Nobody's gonna have a perfect marriage. Nobody's gonna have a perfect life. This is what the reality of this fallen universe, fallen world is, right? So we have to push through it, endure, learn the lesson from it, hopefully teach our children not to make the same mistake that we did, and continue. I don't think we can just.
Do you think she feels like it was a mistake? Do you feel like sometimes she like questions you guys being married?
Definitely, she felt like it was a total mistake.
Oh, that's what you feel.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know.
No,
She doesn't reveal. She's kind of a mysterious person in herself, right? She's an enigma.
You don't know how she feels.
She doesn't reveal her feelings, right? But you know, sometimes I can see a glimpse of the love, right? But funny thing is, we never argue, we never fight. It's all these this is subtle things that you can tell that, you know,
You might not be as happy as I'd like you to be.
you're not 100% into this journey that we're in. But well, you know, like I said in the beginning, love is not a give and take kind of thing. You give in. It's not like a 50-50 in my mind. It's 100% each.
Yeah,
I give
Yeah.
50, you give 50. So, you know, I just do my part, putting all that I can, and whatever comes out, comes out. Like,
Damn.
it's not. can't be conditional on her loving
What
me.
can you? Is the reason? Do you feel as though, like, some stuff goes undiscussed or just kind of swept under the rug because of, for peace sake, like maybe something you would like to be able to discuss that might even help make everyone feel closer? Do you kind of leave it at bay for fear of it causing a disagreement?
Nah, I think I think at the beginning of it, it's my fault. I'm a guy that usually like to keep to myself. I don't express myself too much. I don't spell out whatever I'm feeling. So that's kind of right. So just
Where did you grow up at?
Where did I grow up? I grew up in Canada.
And so your mom and your dad were they together?
My mom, my mom and dad were separated when we came here. So I came to Canada when I was very young with my dad, and then my mom came after. So we were most of our times here. The parents were like separated.
And so, did you spend more time with your mom or more time with your dad?
I spent more time with my dad than my mom. Yeah.
And where did he grow up?
He grew up in Vietnam. He went to the army. He went to the Navy.
Eventually, he says eventually he's gonna tell a cool story about all that.
Oh,
you're gonna do an interview
about the escape.
Yeah.
About the journey twice.
Cool.
Yeah. So. Yeah, are you saying maybe my background might have?
No, I just attempted to psychoanalyze. I was just.
Well, I mean, that's
a little bit.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's like with what you were saying, your mom and dad were separated, and that still was no excuse when it came to you and your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You could have easily just screwed it all up and said, you know what, this is the way my parents were, and I was used to this all my life, is where I'm coming from. But you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But it might be a trauma in itself that you might, never mind.
Yeah.
Because it's just like maybe you're staying because you had a family that was separated and you were determined. Because I stayed through a lot of abuse for a very long time because I never wanted to get married and have to get a divorce. Like, I feel like that's my biggest L to this day. And I mean, it's a lesson. Yes, I get it. But I was supposed to get married one time, stay married, no matter what. We work it out. It's going to be okay. Everything's like going to work out. But I couldn't keep getting beat up.
Hell.
Yeah. I mean if you're in a bad relationship, then it doesn't do you or the other person any good.
It
doesn't. Yeah.
Doesn't do you good.
Yeah, and that's why.
Plus, there's your children that's suffering as well. Like, so.
You know, like I never got married, and there was a freaking reason for it. Is because freaking every woman I ever got with was freaking just as crazy as I was. Okay, and I knew I had problems. So freaking if these women freaking were just as crazy as I was, and if not, like my youngest boy, his mom is freaking crazier than me. You know what I mean? And that just if you have the ability to freaking say, look, maybe freaking there's a problem here, you know, freaking, and then you can say, look, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I've chosen not to get freaking married. I came close with his mom, like I said, and I was glad it didn't work out because freaking, you know, I've got 2 great kids. I got 2 beautiful boys. One's in his just hit 30. And another one's freaking 17, 18, getting ready to become a rock star, you know. He's gotten into music and he loves doing that stuff. I've got 2 beautiful boys. It doesn't mean that I have to be in a freaking relationship or a marriage to freaking enjoy that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I know from my past experiences, it was probably the best thing that I never did get married, because I would have put them through hell. They would have put me through hell, because I always choose the wrong women. See, like I like the freaking women that are crazy. and do crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You don't like the ones that'll sit you down, calm you down, and they might be doing some crocheting and reading and but you would now. you do history lessons. You would love a girl that.
I don't know, man. I still like those crazy ones though. I mean, that's the messed up. I still like the crazy ones. So
you gotta get one that does everything.
Not to get married though.
No, not to get married. And it's not like choosing. Like, you don't go out to choose which woman you are attracted to. You know what I mean? Like,
you're just attracted.
You're just like getting married to a good woman, and all of a sudden you're seeing this dirty girl over here to the side. You're like, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's not healthy. People.
Okay. That explains why you're not married.
Yeah. Yeah. My ex-girlfriend, we were in the store shopping, and we come walking around the freaking corner, and this freaking other woman had her freaking whole body except for her butt and her legs all the way down into the shopping cart with her butt sticking up, and I just walked right into it, dude, and I'm staring. My girlfriend looks up at me, and she's like, are you really fucking staring at her butt? And I'm like, dude, I just walked around the corner and bam, you know.
It's like, I'm confused. This whole situation seems like it shouldn't be happening. I don't know if I'm on a pump episode or not. So yeah, I am a little stunned right now.
Yeah.
I think we all would be.
most guys who are into their woman can look over at them and say something suave, you know, and get out of it. Not me, man. I'm just stunned. I'm like, oh my god, dude. You know, so.
But like, I was just comparing that. I was just so happy that it was like.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay. But if you I mean, if you have your girlfriend there, but I guess you don't really love her then. I mean, because if you
I think I had a misunderstanding what love was.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's you're supposed to be 100% focused on her.
Yeah.
But that's not even realistic, because like, see, and I think that's the common misconception. I'm not saying that I'm about to help you hunt down hotties, but at the same time, it's like men are physical creatures. You know what I mean? If us as women see a decor that we like, even if we have tons of decor, we're going to at least look at it, right? We're going to, oh wow, this is a nice, you know what I mean?
Well, it's okay if you look at it. It's okay to appreciate beauty when you see it, right?
Right, and you should have a relationship that's secure enough to where you can express it. Oh wow, that's a beautiful woman.
It depends. It depends if you appreciate the beauty or you're lusting over it.
Yeah,
that's the difference. Like, oh man, I bet she's great in bed. Whoa, buddy. I just thought she had a great shirt on, or wow, her makeup's really nice. I love her high cheekbones.
I didn't want to sound gay, dude. I mean, shit. She looks over at me and I go, oh, look at freaking the blouse she's wearing. Yeah.
That's not being honest to yourself, is it?
No.
It's not the blouse you're staring at.
Right.
Like, what's the brand of shorts she's got on?
I gotta check the tag. Inside we go.
Yeah, I mean,
this is an authentic. Take them all.
It's like that's just not gonna fill the bill. And I'm pretty sure she would have been able to tell I was lying, you know, like, or coming up with something stupid there. But
I mean, being real, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, how could you expect to see someone's whole entire butt out in a store? Like, how do you plan?
She was short, and she was like bending over to freaking, I don't know, put something down into the shopping cart or take something out, and her entire top part of her body was down in the shopping cart, and her butt was like hanging over.
Is it like a cartoon? I can imagine.
You know,
it looked like a cartoon.
Like, and we walked right around the corner, and bam, she's right in front of me, and I'm like, oh hell no, dude. Like,
all right.
Yeah.
It proves you're not gay.
Yeah. At least that much.
But see, I don't know. See, then we have different conception that the booty fetishes come from the guys that like. That's why men. I'm not saying you, Roger. Just like enjoy it because they have.
I enjoy it.
What?
I mean,
do women stare at guys' booties?
You want me to tell you what's funny? Is that I never did until I had guys obsessed with women's butts. So then I started being obnoxiously obsessed with men's butt. Like, so, but I am not gonna lie. A nice shaped butt on a man when he's naked, oh God, you know, and it's just like, oh, you want to bite it type of thing. Oh. But I don't go around thinking, this is my guy. But I don't go around thinking, oh wow, I want to bite his booty. I bite that booty. Oh, I bite that booty. But a guy sees a butt and it's just like, oh wow, that's huge ass.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because, you know, we do boo boo out of those things. I guess just for that to be the main physical attraction and for it to be where we expel waste from, it's just kind of, it says a lot about our training.
I've also heard that women have like a week, they're the weakest at a certain time of the year where they become freaking amorous and they want to freaking have sex more than any other type of year.
When is this?
It's at a certain time of the month, man, not the year.
It's not the year.
Yeah, that's during ovulation. And then, right, and even while you're on your period, which is crazy because you're the horniest. Well, some people exhibit the cramps and they experience that type of stuff. Yeah, because they experience the cramps and stuff, so it could be difficult. But like right before your period and while you're on your period, especially if you can get the pain to subside, like it's treacherous because you're like begging for stuff that guys like.
It gets pretty thick in here.
It's practical. I mean, if you're in pain, then the pleasure will over.
Sex is a natural endorphin. It's like acetaminophen.
It might be messy.
That's what I was thinking. It gets pretty thick in here.
Might be messy.
You gotta put the black towels down and you gotta keep the book and put them straight in the washer when you get done. I mean, like, I was just saying, like, if your man, like, if your man's about you feeling better, he's definitely gonna do it.
There's some guys are into it. We used to call them freaking what was it? The red
bandits?
No.
Red light runners?
It's like a trophy, like a red badge or something like that, where you freaking have sex with a woman when she's on her period.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
Red something. They used to, like, it was a big thing if you freaking had sex with a woman on her period.
They say that's how you can women can put voodoo on men too, because like you ever heard about women putting blood in spaghetti? My ex is the one who told me about that. That women would put their period blood inside of spaghetti in order to keep a guy infatuated with them or involved with them. Oh. And I remember the first time I never heard of this, so spaghetti is my specialty. I'm like, I'm gonna make you spaghetti. He looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm good at spaghetti. And then he told me that that's the reason why. But I mean, like, I've never really I'm not saying I won't, or I mean, I don't think I've been with a guy that was unwilling to have sex with me in the period. Okay. I mean, I might have been with him. He just didn't express his unwillingness to me. You know what I mean? Like, or it didn't come to, like, long-term relationship-wise.
Do you? Red Wings. Red Wings. Okay, that's a good term.
Red Wings.
Red Wings.
Right. Cool.
Red Wings.
But come on.
He said, cool. Do you have sex on your wife's period? Have you ever done that before?
She does. I don't know. But she doesn't want to. I don't know. Do you? I don't think this is a common thing for women. Right?
It depends on the guy.
Oh, okay. So then let me ask you: Is this a common thing that women would want to have sex during their period?
I mean, maybe it's a culture thing. Oh my gosh, it really might be a culture thing because
it could be pain.
A culture thing.
Like
because
a woman
women that I talk
PMS is like in a miserable state. It's like freaking
like they're unclean.
I mean, they're freaking primal. I mean, a woman on her period is freaking like literally primal. Some of them will freaking go crazy because of PMS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they get me, but that sex brings back that connection. I wanted to call Kia and ask her because I think she told me she said no. She's my best friend. We've been best friends since 2002. That's who just called me. And like I think she's anti, but I remember I think it was this Jeff. She was in love with him though, like, and they had sex like on a period type thing. But like after you do it, you feel completely dirty. Like I do. I mean, I enjoy it while it's happening, but after it's done, I'm just like, oh, there's my blood all over you. Let's go take a shower type thing. Hey, like, oh, you're bleeding. It's not me, it's you. Like, oh. But I don't know. It feels good, but you know what? It doesn't even feel that good because it's almost like it's more open. And so it's like you're sliding into easy, so you can't even, like, the walls are like not as gripper. Like I like to have the gripper more than I like to have the slipper. And so it seems it's just like it's just like going in. I don't know, it just feels better not on it. Like, I mean, in the heat of the moment when you're feeling some type of way, you're really like, you're feeling like that. Then of course you get it and it's satisfying, but the best sex is like right before the period. Oh my God, right before your period and you're ovulating and then you just like, oh man, that's the best sex, man. It feels so good and you're like so attracted to the guy.
You don't ovulate right before the period, do you?
It's like 2 weeks. Well, it's like
2 weeks before.
Yeah, PMS is supposed to last the week before a period, but that's after ovulation, allegedly, because it's premenstrual. It's not during menstrual that we have PMS. PMS is premenstrual, but ovulation can last up to 7 days. I mean, it can last longer. 7.
Right. But when ovulation is done, is that when your period? So ovulation start like 2 weeks before that.
Yeah, exactly. But it goes on until your period starts, and then that's why you start. Like I said, you experience PMS to where you might get your cramps and stuff like that, but you're still horny. You still want to have some. You get a higher percentage of getting pregnant right before your period. Excuse me, because that's when the egg is dropping. Excuse me, the ovulation, the egg is being
I'm gonna
produced.
go smoke a cigarette at this point.
We should end. It's after 7.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah. You guys got me freaking with a cigarette and shit. Oh my God.
Have a fish sandwich too, man.
The fish pie.
I've never had a fascination with fish. Ever.
Okay. What happened to Mark? Did he make it today?
Yeah, he came in earlier. He said he tried to come back in, but I knew he's probably... It looked like he had a bunch of stuff to do, so...
He said he had been really, really busy, and he was like with tools and wrenches and stuff like that to computers for the vast majority of his day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can call it quit early today. I had stuff to do too, but I just had to jump on here because
I'm so glad you came. I like our round tables. I like the fact that at least you're a man of your word.
We've done pretty good, even though it was at a separate time and point. You guys got to realize we've had 5 people on here, so.
Who else was here?
Yeah.
You, me, Karma, and Mark. That's 5 people.
That's 4.
Oh, it is. You're right. I'm sorry. That's fucked up.
I don't know who's been on your side.
You guys start talking about sex. I can't freaking count. Need a cigarette.
Unless you're trying to talk about my other personality. If you're talking about the split personality,
okay. You want to do the outro?
Sure. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. This is a wrap. This has been episode 9 of Roger Hansen's weekly roundtable. Oh, did I miss the? Did you guys talk about the?
No.
The stuff.
No,
okay.
we didn't.
All right. Maybe
what stuff? Let's talk
about it next week. Let's talk about it.
We'll talk about it next week.
The Mind live stream, Mind authorization, and all that jazz. But let's save it for next week.
Okay.
All right. So we've had Roger and Mark Edworthy earlier in the show, and then we have Karma Love and I finally. So it's been fun. See everybody next week. Thank you for joining.
See you guys later. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.